Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Nocturnal Nerdcast. My beard is a mess tonight. Nocturnal Nerdcast, Pop Culture in the Dark. I've had a long day, and I am not completely prepared for tonight's stream, but we're here. We got some topics. It's going to be a lot of fun. You guys know how it goes down. Thank you so much for anybody that came to the Copecast earlier today. If you're watching from the Debunks channel, I did an extra bonus Copecast this afternoon, and I'll be doing one tomorrow as well, early in the afternoon. So people that want the daytime streams to cover reaction videos and stuff, that's where you're going to find me on the Copecast on the Debunks channel. But it is Nocturnal Nerdcast time. It is pop culture time. We're going to talk about a bunch of different topics. We're going to watch the trailer, the final trailer, I believe, for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. We talk a little bit about the Paramount stuff. We're not going to spend too much time on it. Matter of fact, it'll probably be the first thing that we talk about. And then we're going to go over some Rachel Zegler stuff. Why is my phone going off? We're going to go over the Rachel Zegler stuff. She's actually made some comments about the hate she received online and a lot of other random tidbits of news. And then if we have at least 4 people show up, we will do a bonus topic tonight. If we don't, I will schedule this week, I will schedule a stream just for bonus topics because I know we've got them piling up. We might do a marathon stream, like a 3-hour stream with nothing but bonus topics on a weekend like we did previously. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about here. Let's see. We had Maestro here. Was there no members only AMA video this week? There is. It is coming out tomorrow. So the way I'm doing it is members only public videos on Monday, or members only AMA public videos on Monday, AMA members only videos on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. So it's going to be either Tuesday or Wednesday that those videos will come out. That way they're not piled up on top of each other. But there is one this week. You will get one as a channel member. So thank you for asking. Let's see. We also have some channel members in the house. Quick shout outs. And then we're going to bring up some guests onto the panel. We have South Texas Shark in the building. Good to see you. Darren says, have a great stream, everyone. I'm guessing Darren will not be here, but it's good to see you in the chat, Darren. I appreciate you for coming in. Jack is here. Fetagen had to leave, but he came in early to show some love. Thank you so much. Big Jerry in the house. Jaybird Dalton is here. Thuggish Ruggish Dome is here. I want to say Bone, obviously. Naruto's in the building. Good to see you, Naruto. $3 Theater. Matt is here. Good to see you, Matt. We had Keyblade Master Jeffrey. We got Jose in the building. Good to see you. Yeah, a lot of people. Chris is here. Good to see you. But we're going to bring up our special guest, and then we're going to do the super chat we just got. So we had 2. I don't know who blipped away, but we do have 1 here now, which is Joe, who I didn't expect to see back.
Oh, I am back. I am back from California.
Yeah, I thought you would still be there for some reason. I don't know why I was thinking that, but
oh no, I got back at 2 a.m. in the morning.
Oh, okay. I was completely confused. When you said 2 a.m. last week, I thought you meant like 2 a.m. Wednesday.
Oh yeah, no, I
Tuesday.
landed 2 a.m. this morning. So
okay.
At 2 a.m. I will have been home for 24 hours.
Okay, well, there we go. A lot of great videos up on your channel. I saw the one today is already doing pretty well. At least when I checked on it, was already at like 200 views or something.
Yeah, thank you.
The one you put up today, I don't remember which one.
Wait,
you put out a lot of them, so I'm trying to remember.
Today, if you go to the Crazy Joe Adventures channel, I went into the house from the Brady Bunch.
That's what it was.
Scott on Tape, if you know Scott on Tape here on YouTube, he got a couple of us into the actual Brady Bunch house, and it is mind-boggling, especially if your Gen X grew up watching that show. It's insane.
Okay. I also saw the McDonald's one and the Back to the Future one. You've done a lot of videos this weekend. So
yeah. I tried to pack a lot into California. Hey, I'd like to just real quick say there are some complete scum a-holes out there. My friend Adam the Woo did not like charging people for things. He did not like charging people for things. And the Celebration of Life tickets were free. If they were limited, but they were free because everyone tried to honor the fact that Adam did not like charging his audience. Well, everybody got one of these Circle of Goodness pins. These Circle of Goodness pins, they were free. You just grab them. And there are some absolutely horrendous people profiting off of my friend's death.
I saw the link you sent.
They're selling these on eBay. And
yeah, I saw that.
I'm just sickened by it.
Do you know who they are?
No.
Oh, okay. So,
but they had to go to the event. There are people who went to the event. They got their buttons, and then they were like, "Oh, I'm going to flip these on eBay."
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
But here's the thing: I was giving out buttons. These are buttons. You may see these people are selling these on eBay too. I couldn't give them all out. I have leftovers. If anyone wants a button, contact me. I'll send you one for free. You don't have to pay $50 on eBay for them.
That's crazy. They did that. Oh my god. Christian here says, Eric, did you see that VisiPop made history on the GLAAD Awards, the first animated series nominated for Outstanding Comedy? I didn't see that. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know a lot about award stuff. Like, whenever I need to pay attention to them, I will. But typically, I just don't. And it's not because I don't love the stuff. I used to love the MTV Music Video Awards. That was the award show that I watched every single year without fail. And the MTV Movie Awards. Those were the two shows that I really watched. And I felt connected to those things, and then over time they just became like not my vibe. Prestigious awards bore me, to be honest. Watching prestigious awards, they bore me, so I don't keep up with that stuff. I do know that they mean a lot to the people that are getting the awards, and they also mean a lot to the industry. If you're working in the industry and you get an award, it means a lot. So shout out to them for that. That's amazing. I just don't keep up with that stuff, so I don't know. You guys got to tell me. I don't know half the time. Naruto here with our first super chat of the night. We only need 5, and we're 1 out of 5 in the Reloaded chat. $2 super chat, channel member also as well. Thank you, Naruto. Just finished One Piece season 2. We're only 2 episodes in. I don't know how many episodes is it, guys. Is it 6? Is it 6 or 8? I don't know. We are 2 episodes in. Second episode is a tearjerker. Absolutely loved it. The show is just incredible. It does not focus on, it's 8 episodes. Okay. It doesn't focus on blood or violence or like language or anything like that. It's just a fun action show about pirates with superpowers. And I don't know. I really like that about the show. So I'm looking forward to it. Have you watched any of season 1? I know you said that you were going to, but
I watched the pilot. I saw the pilot and I was like, oh, it's Plastic Man as a pirate.
Well, there's a lot of really cool powers. In the second season, we get introduced to some really interesting stuff. Like, Thuggish, it just came out today, I believe. Yep, just today, guys. So after we're done with this stream, please stay and watch the stream. Please stay. After we're done with the stream, but we're only going to keep you for a couple of hours. You can go and watch it or whatever.
They should have called season 2 2-piece.
Look, little movie purpose in the chat.
Hey,
I love the Oscars. Good lineup this year. My favorites are Sentimental Value and Marty Supreme.
I got to point out, I went to Disney World with Perp last year, and when we went into Galaxy's Edge, I don't know if you've ever been to Galaxy's Edge, but when you go into Galaxy's Edge, there's like they want to create the distinct worlds. Like, you know, the site, like Walt Disney was all about sight lines. They don't want you seeing like one thing from like,
right.
So you have to go into this like cave, this cavern to get to Galaxy's Edge. And Perp dubbed it the Kathleen Cave, the Kathleen Kennedy Cave. He's like, oh, we're going through the Kathleen Cave. So last week I'm in Disneyland, and that's every time I went in there, I'm just like, I couldn't call it anything but the Kathleen Cave.
That's too funny. 3-piece for season 3. See, everybody's catching on. Byron here. So Ash says too many shows. Well, we got Daredevil coming out soon. A bunch, like, this is a season for, like, if you watch a lot of fandom content, we're getting ready to roll into like a big season of that. So Ted season 2 is so good, even though they say it's too expensive and they don't know if they're going to be able to make a season 3 apparently, because it costs so much money to make an episode of Ted. So that does suck, but it is what it is. Oh, you're talking about Galaxy's Edge. So a friend of mine went there, I want to say either late 2024 or early 2025. And apparently they had shut down a portion of it because somebody had explosive diarrhea in the public area. And they had to shut the whole place down.
You know,
and I was like, what?
It is
like,
we shouldn't have to. This is a sad state of affairs, but there actually have been a lot of reports in the last couple of years of people crapping in public in Disney World because
is it really?
Because they don't want to get out of line. Like they're waiting in a queue.
Oh, is that what it is? Is that
yeah,
what the
and they'll
problem
like
is?
find a corner. It's been happening. I think they found it in Guardians of the Galaxy. The Guardians of the Galaxy ride. They found like a turd in a corner because people didn't want to get out of line. It's sadly a thing in Disney World now.
Omega. I just joined the stream. I'm sorry you came in on that one. I'm sorry. Okay, so before we're going to have a lot of really interesting stuff to talk about tonight, but I want to start out with stuff about Paramount because I know that bores a lot of people. But I'm having a lot of fun keeping up with everything that's going on. So before we even get into this article, apparently word on the street is that because of what's going on in Iran and that part of the world, that they may be pulling funding out of any projects that are here in the United States, which means that $40 billion they were offering to Skydance would be completely out of the question at that point, which means they could no longer follow through with their proposal. Omega has joined. What's up, Omega?
What's up? I just joined the stream and y'all talk about shit.
It was explosive diarrhea. I'm sorry. It happened in Galaxy's Edge. But no, so like if this situation in Iran continues, there is a potential that UAE and Qatar and all these other places that were funding $40 billion worth of that money going to Skydance to go to Warner Brothers will not do it.
So Donald Trump literally bombed against his own best interest because he's gonna lose his Trump-run media now because of his bombing.
And he may lose investments that he was getting from them into other things that were supposed to happen if this keeps up. It's just so idiotic. It's so stupid. But this may raise tensions if you're somebody who didn't want Paramount to get Warner Brothers. All we had to do is start a war in the Middle East, and your problem is solved. That's all it was.
Basically, we're damned if we do, and we're damned if we don't. Either way, it's not good.
So here, David Ellison visits Warner Brothers and concedes turbulent start in meeting with executives. So apparently things are not going well. And in this article here, it says here, sporting jeans and a dark polo t-shirt, Ellison spoke for about 45 minutes in person to senior leadership and 150 staffers in the Lots, Stephen J. Ross Theater. In attendance were motion picture heads Pamela Abdy and Mike DeLuca, Warner Brothers TV Group Chief Channing Dungey, HBO's Casey Bloys, head of streaming JB Perrette, and DC Studios co-head Peter Safran. No James Gunn, just Peter Safran. Among others, more than 300 executives watched via a webcast from the U.S. and international locations. This is like started a lot of controversy on like, is James Gunn gonna quit DC? And actually, Matt Jarbo in the chat right now has been caught up in all of that as well, as a lot of outlets have been name dropping him on this. But this has started a lot of discussions about that. Many of the rooms were hoping to hear a plan of moving forward or clarity on timetables or layoffs. I know this is boring. I'm going to make it fun, you guys. Don't worry. Many walked away feeling their hopes were dashed. There was a lot of talk of storytelling and coming together, and Ellison was dismissive of reports of huge layoffs, yet one person who attended the session adds, "We don't believe him. He's a liar." I'll make it really easy for you guys. Any person who makes billions of dollars is probably a liar in one way or another. I don't know any billionaire that is completely devoid of like stepping on people to get to where they are. So if he's like, oh, don't worry, you'll be able to afford groceries because we're not going to fire anybody. And it says here, another exec says that Ellison came across as passionate and very much a lover of movies. The CEO says he envisions the combined company spending more of their creation of content than any other media company. Ellison has reiterated that the merged company would release at least 30 theatrical films per year. I want to point this out, and I don't know if people are going to agree or disagree with me. This seems highly unlikely with like billions and billions and billions of dollars in debt. It seems highly unlikely. Does anybody want to challenge me on that? Does anybody think otherwise? I don't see how they're going to get 30 movies a year out with, what is it, like 140 some $billion in debt?
I believe he believes it. I just don't think it's going to actually happen.
Absolutely not.
Thing these C-suite executives say anymore.
But that's what I mean. Like liars. They just lie about so much. Anyway, third executives tells the Hollywood Reporter that Ellison acknowledged the turbulent deal process of getting into Days Place, but that may not have been enough for some in the room. There's still a tremendous amount of uncertainty over there. We were hoping for more. I'm leaning more towards this isn't going to actually happen, or at least not quickly. Not if things continue the way they are in the Middle East, and we already have states saying that lawsuits are coming. It says, to be sure, Ellison has yet to formally close the deal, so he can't say that much in detail, which is why he's still nice at the moment. He's still nice at the moment because there's the deal, the paperwork hasn't been signed yet. By the way, I want to point this out over here. This is the track record of movie releases from these studios. So if you combine Warner Brothers and Paramount together, it looks like they're not even hitting 20 movies a year right now, combined. Sony is not hitting 20, and Walt Disney isn't even hitting 20. Universal is the only one that hit 20 movies. Keep in mind, Warner Brothers and Paramount, he says 30 movies a year. I don't see how that happens. There's not enough room in the box office to put out 30 movies a year from one company. I mean, we have 12 months. You want to give every movie that you're spending a lot of money on at least 3 weeks in theaters. 4 if you're being generous, as the only thing. You don't want any major competition. We're already overlapping IPs as it is with like Disney and some of their stuff. We're already overlapping that. There's no way they can make dates together with Paramount and Warner Brothers that doesn't cut the hand off of one of these other things. Like it's just, there's no way. And I don't want that. Don't promise me 30 movies a year. Promise me good movies. Promise me you're going to make good movies, that you're going to do your best to make movies that are actually good. Because if we're putting out 30 movies a year, at least half of them are going to be slopped together quickly and cheaply just to get movies out. There's no way. I don't even know.
Yeah, this is probably just for investors. Yeah, this is for investors. Hold on, I might be going a bit weird here.
All right. Yeah, you were lagging for a second.
Yeah, I think this is all just for investors. Yeah,
You're
that was
right.
basically what I was trying to say. This is just for investors. This is just for them to say, "Hey, look, we're going to do 30 movies a year. It's going to make such, and it's not. They know it's not. They're just trying to get investor money because the investors are the actual customers, not us."
Yeah, that's true. You're absolutely right. Little Movie Perp here says 30 strictly theatrical. Could they be including high-profile streaming debuts? He didn't specify. But because of the fact that theaters seem to be happy about this, I'm assuming in language somewhere he has promised theaters that he would do theatrical releases. So I'm pretty sure that he means theatrical. I'm pretty certain. Any thoughts from you, Joe?
I mean, I think, like I said, I think there's a very good chance that he thinks he could do that. I don't think he's going to pull it off. I mean, we'll look at what, well, okay, to be fair, I don't trust the Ellisons, but to be fair, they haven't been in charge of Paramount too long. So to say, look at what Paramount's doing now isn't really fair because that wasn't them. But we do see a lot of these Paramount movies that have come to streaming too quickly or gone directly to streaming. And I don't know. There's been a lot of mismanagement at Paramount already. Now, again, that wasn't them. That was the old management. But I don't trust them as far as I could throw them. So I don't see it.
Matt here goes, TMZ once read a whole article about my tweet that Henry Cavill was too old to play Superman. Oh my gosh. All right, let's look at some super chats here. Lone Wolf with a $5 super chat. Good to see you, Lone Wolf. Jim Carrey and Keanu Reeves don't make think they are stepping on people. Wait, what? Oh, let me try this again. Jim Carrey and Keanu Reeves don't think they are stepping on people. Also, hello, just hope was in right when you said that. Oh, okay. So you're talking about billionaires and like stepping on people to get to billionaire status. I don't know if Jim and Keanu are billionaires though.
No,
I
I
don't think they are. Hold on. I want to look this up.
I'll be right back. I'm going to turn my fan on. Little hot in here.
Wow, Jim Carrey is surprisingly only worth around 180 million. Let's see. How about Keanu Reeves? He's got to be worth more, right? Yeah, 380 million. So, yeah, I understand your sentiment, Lone Wolf, but billionaires, I think, are different than millionaires. I think they're Epstein class, and Epstein class could buy out all the millionaires, pretty much. So, but thank you for your super chat. Jake has joined us. Jake is in the house.
Hey.
What's going on?
Nope.
You literally came in right after the Paramount conversation, so you missed all of it.
Oh, so I've gotten in the good habit of ducking out when that's happening. You can only hear something so many times when you go insane.
Mm-hmm. By the way,
Apparently, I've already gone insane because I said that sentence wrong.
I got wireless headphones now. I finally grabbed some.
Nice,
So
yeah.
now I'm like Omega now.
Yeah, I gotta
So-
get
somewhere else and still hear you guys.
Yeah, Omega was putting on quite a show earlier.
Oh wow. Okay, I don't want to know what that is. So little shout out because they're quite nice actually for the price. $30 on Amazon.
Really?
One Audio. They've got 72-ish hours of charging time. Now I have SteelSeries Bluetooth that I use for my PlayStation, but those stay in the other room. And they don't connect to this computer. I had to buy a separate little adapter, as you'll see right here. A separate little adapter, it's a little device here, that does Bluetooth to audio input on my mixer so that I can actually use it on my my 4-channel mixer. So anyway, I had to like do a bunch of things to get it working, but I got it working, and it was a really, really good good investment for what I've got so far. So far, so good. No complaints about it.
There you go.
Connor Dorian here with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I heard from someone reliable that has an insider with Paramount. They're saying that David Ellison is lying about the 30 films per year. Well, I appreciate you chiming in on that and the super chat. But even if someone told me, like an insider said he was, I would still say that I doubt he could do it. But It's nice to know there's some sort of confirmation on that from the inside. I suspect, based on what's going on in the Middle East right now, and everything that's happening with the antitrust stuff that's going on, that whether this thing actually happens or not, it is not going to be easy as the government just hand waving it. That's not going to happen. No. So all of that, like we're gonna truck on through, guys. I don't think that's the case anymore. Let's see here. We got another super chat. So we are 4 out of 5 now in the Reloaded chat. Thank you guys so much. Eric, if you want,
I said they're doing good tonight.
Yeah, so far so good. Eric, if you want me to, I can DM you a list of a few of the changes I noticed different from the anime for a topic on Thursday. Yeah, do that, and we'll talk about it on Thursday. Naruto, I would really appreciate that. Which, by the way, Jake, you did miss it. If we don't get a 4th person tonight to do our list, like if somebody else doesn't come in, I will schedule a stream just for for our top 3s, like a whole separate stream for that.
So a 4th aside from you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. If we get one more, I like a good number for me is me and 4 people. I feel like that's a good number. For the
5
list.
guys.
So, you know what? Now I'm really hungry, and you mentioned that, and they're already fucking closed. So now I can't get 5 guys.
You have
I'll
a
probably make
cookout near
pasta
you?
afterwards. So I do, literally, like one exit from me.
I was gonna say they're open until like 3 a.m.
Yeah, I could go after the stream.
I got an In-N-Out burger on the way to the airport yesterday.
Oh wow! What did you? Have you ever had them before?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Normally it's the first thing I do when I land in California. I'm like, find me an In-N-Out burger, but this time it was a direct dash to Disneyland. So.
They're fine.
Matt chimes in and said, "There's no way Paramount WB can do 30." I know, and I can't believe that they aren't getting called out on it. I can't believe that more people are saying it's mathematically impossible. Like, you cannot make money and push out 30 theatrical films a year from one studio. It just doesn't make sense. Before we answer this next super chat, I want to say my favorite burger place ever is the same place that my brother would say, because we both love it, is a burger place called Fuddruckers. I don't know if anybody's ever had it.
I love Fuddruckers, and there's only one around here, and it's in like North Jersey. I go there like every time I go to the Chiller Theater convention.
I used to have.
They
one
have the
half an
best
hour
seasoned
from me.
fries. Go ahead, Jake. Sorry.
I used to have one half an hour from me, but then a giant sinkhole appeared in the parking lot of it, so they had to close it down. So now, if I want one, I have to go to fucking Atlanta.
Yeah. So we used to have one. Oh gosh, story time. We used to have a Fuddruckers at a mall called Chesapeake Square Mall.
Yeah.
And it's pretty much where where we all met as friends, like Omega and everybody. We literally met at that mall in the arcade. That's where everybody met everybody. So every adult friend, what was that?
Is it still named that? Because I went there a long time ago, but I heard it's changed.
It's still there. The mall's still there. Yeah.
Okay.
Half of it.
But we all met playing games in that mall, in that arcade. Fun and Games, right? That was the name of it. And we all played arcade games there, and that's how we all met each other. Matter of fact, pretty much all of my adult friends that I know now, I either met on the internet or I met when I was in the mall. That's pretty much the extent of my adult friends, and most of them are still friends with me now, so we still talk and everything. But there was a Fuddruckers. I had to get back to the point. There's a Fuddruckers in the parking lot there, and I went there so much because I used to work in that mall. I had so many jobs at that mall, but I would go there for lunch at the same time when I worked. They would always have my order ready for me when I walked into that Fuddruckers, because they knew that I was coming to get lunch from them. And they had the best wedge fries with the best seasoning. And now my mouth is watering because I'm talking about this.
I've always seen that.
We have two in Virginia Beach where I live.
I'd like to. I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're right.
I wanted to tell Chris Jellum. He said, I only know Fuddruckers because y'all mention it all the time. I'm guessing it's not in California. Well, you're in luck, Chris, because I just looked on their website, and there is one located in California, in Concord, California. 1975 Diamond Boulevard in Concord, California. So there you go.
Oh. Lucky enough, we have two that we can order from my area, and I can have Fuddruckers delivered to my house, which I do at least, I'm not ashamed to admit this, once a week. So I have Fuddruckers quite often. I love Fuddruckers. Five Guys is also really good, but Five Guys is more expensive than Fuddruckers now, which is
expensive as fuck for no reason.
Yes. So let me give you, well, actually, funny story. God, another story. I went into Five Guys the other day because I was out running errands, and it was the only place that was open. It was super early, serving lunch. And they now have a $12 combo meal at Five Guys. You get a burger, fries, and a drink for $12.
And the nearest
So if
now is 21 minutes away.
Yeah, so for me, Fuddruckers, if I order Fuddruckers with delivery, it's $20 plus tip, which isn't bad. If I order Five Guys for delivery, it's like $35 plus tip for one fucking combo fries and a milkshake. It's crazy.
Yep.
Look, Serenity goes, Five Guys is overpriced trash.
I mean,
I wouldn't call it trash. It's just, it is overpriced. I mean, it's good.
I mean, maybe overpriced drugs, but I don't know. As far as like O2 burger places, I always love Johnny Rockets whenever I'm near one.
There was one in one of our malls here for a while.
Nice. But there's actually a place that's exclusive to my state, called the Twisted Oak. I've known the the woman who owns the place, I've known her for about 15 years now, and I'm friends with people who own the establishment. My sister used to work there when we were younger, and God, like hospitality top notch, food top notch, and every once in a while they have these little, I think it's like weekly, randomized event nights that keep the interactivity in the place going. So there's always something new going on.
All right, we got a couple super chats, and then we're going to watch the final trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie, and we can start discussing what we think about it. I'm curious what everybody thinks it's going to make money-wise, and if you like or dislike the trailer. We'll get to that in a second. However, on the Debunks channel, we are now 2 out of 5 super chats, and we have Cartoon49 here with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Cartoon49. Do you take movie critics in consideration? Also, do you have any movie critics you listen to? I get this question quite often. So there were a couple of movie critics here on YouTube that I did listen to back in the day, which I don't anymore. And one of them is Chris Stuckman. I used to enjoy Chris Stuckman's movie reviews back in the day. Not anymore because he's fallen off really fucking hard, in my opinion. He started advertising gambling and shit in his videos, and let's
go gambling.
And I used to like, what was his name? Is it Jeremy Johns, the one with the red background or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, I used to like him, but he's also fallen off for me. And also, I didn't know that he did blackface. And if I had known that, I probably would have stopped watching him a long time before that. Those were the only 2 critics that I ever listened to, like realistically. Angry Joe used to review movies, and I would watch his videos, but he's not really much of a real critic. It was more just him talking about what he thought about a movie and not really giving any super heavy critiques on the films. So for me, that's who I listen to, and I only take criticism in consideration when they talk about things that are actually in the film. I don't take criticism in consideration when they're arguing about wokeness and DEI and women as lead characters and as a gay side character.
You mean dumbasses like Ben Shapiro?
Yeah. That to me isn't real criticism of the movie. So that's me personally. Does anybody else want to chime in on this at all?
Yeah, as soon as they well, in terms of movie critics, like I said, with Angry Joe, he don't really do movie reviews that much anymore. I used to watch Doomcock for
That's a name I haven't heard in a minute.
That's a big L. That's a bigger L than Chris Stuckman and Jeremy Johns.
Only because he was talking about this was before Discovery came out. I did not like Discovery, and I still don't. Until he started getting into that culture war bullshit, like heavily, just before I even knew who he was. When I realized, this is all this guy's about. Screw this.
Yeah. Angry Joe is better. People in the chat are saying this. Angry Joe is much better at at video game reviews than he is movie reviews.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I'll tell you how many movie reviews and stuff of that nature that I listen to.
0. Yeah.
Yeah, I really don't listen to it.
I would rather, and Matt said it in the chat, talking about having discussions, I would much rather get on here with you guys and chat about a movie than doing a movie review. That's more entertaining to me.
Mm-hmm.
I look at it this way. First of all, I think Rotten Tomatoes is a very valuable tool because I think the professional critics get it right 9 times out of 10. They don't get it right all the time, but 9 times out of 10, if something has a fresh score, it probably deserves it.
I like how Jake is shaking.
I mean, it doesn't mean you're going to agree all the time, but I mean, these guys usually know what they're talking about. They're professional film critics. They see a lot of movies. So the way I view it is, if I go see a movie, or if I want to see a movie, if there's a movie I saw a trailer and you've got me interested, there is nothing in the world that is going to keep me from seeing that movie because I want to make up my own mind. I'm interested. I want to decide what I think of it because I don't agree with the critics all the time. Sometimes they get it wrong. And you don't know if they got it wrong until you see it. But where I will use Rotten Tomatoes as a guide is if I'm on the fence on a movie. If there's a movie where I'm like, I'm really tired, I could go to bed or I could go see this movie. I'm not really passionate about this movie. What are people saying? Then I'll use it but it's like if I'm on the fence, I'll go to Rotten Tomatoes, take a look, see what people are saying, and go, now I could probably go to sleep. I probably could skip this one. But if I am passionate, like I can't wait to see this, you couldn't pay me not to go see it.
So does anybody want to respond
No one
to
has
that?
any credibility for giving a movie like Sharknado an 84. I'm sorry, all credibility goes out the window.
I would agree with that. It's because you got to judge that movie for what it is. That's a silly movie.
If I'm choosing between going to sleep or going out of my house to see a movie, if I really want to see a movie that badly, I'll find one on streaming I haven't seen. If I have to do that to decide whether or not I'm going to see one or not.
See, I would rather not watch a movie on streaming. I hate watching movies at home. I despise watching movies at home.
Just kind of piggyback on something that Joe was saying about, like, if you want to see something. One of my, if you ever want to listen to me at all, like if you think that everything I say is batshit crazy, but you pick one thing that I'm saying that you should listen to. If you want to see a movie badly, do not let someone talk you out of it. Go and see that movie. That's my only advice. Like, if I get on here and I say, it's the worst movie I've ever seen, and every other critic that you watch says it's the worst movie they've ever seen, still, if you want to go see the movie, go and see the movie. That's really that's the best advice I can give you. I can't tell you how many times I've gone to see something where like 5 or 6 people said they hated it, and I ended up loving the movie.
At the end of the day, no one's forcing you to spend your own money. So
Yeah.
Evaluate it, make the decision for yourself.
And you're also not saving money for them if you don't go. Like if somebody tells you they're like the movie was awful, you're like, well, I'm not going to go now. They're not going to get that money. They're not saving any money by telling you that.
I also find that people are afraid. Like people are unreasonably afraid that they're not going to like something. Like who cares if you go see it and you didn't like it? What's the big deal? But people are like, I don't know. I'm hearing it's not very good. It's like, so what? If you go out, you watch a movie and you don't like it, what did you lose? A couple bucks? Yeah. I mean, it's never been cheaper to go to the movies if you have there's so many cheap ways to see the movies now. When people
because they want to get you in there. That's the thing. They want to get you in the theater.
Yeah, when people say it's too expensive to go to the movies now, you're going to the movies wrong. Because right now it's actually never been cheaper. I have Regal Unlimited, $20 a month. I see whatever I want. There's also AMC A-List. There's a lot of programs that you're going to pay peanuts to go to the movies now.
Yeah. We got another super chat
where I've been invited to a movie and I either didn't have an interest in it or just wasn't feeling in the mood to go. And they said, hey, if you come, we'll pay for your ticket. I'm like, okay. So those 2 instances happen. I ended up heavily disliking both of those movies, despite seeing them for free. So I really didn't.
Before we move on to the super chat, a couple people are pushing back on the AMC and Regal thing in chat. I see. Is it people don't have access to those theater chains, or what's the? Because I don't have an AMC or a Regal close to me. I have a mom and pop chain that I go to, but they're chickets. I was gonna say cheap tickets. They're tickets. Come and get your tickets. That would actually be good. I should pitch that to them. Their tickets are actually pretty cheap there, even though it's a mom and pop place, because they serve full meals. They do, like I've said this before a million times. Matter of fact, I'm going to go live. We're going to see a movie there, I think either next week or the week after. I will go live for like 30 minutes before to show what we're doing or whatever. Yeah, probably Mario. Yeah. So you get a little pushback, Joe. Any thoughts on that? Any response to that? Because they're saying they don't have access to Regal and AMC. Would you still encourage them to go to the movies?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. I mean, there's if you're paying that much to go to the movies, you're just doing it wrong. There's Tightwad Tuesdays in some areas. There's some places there's always a discount day. Sometimes it's usually Tuesday or Wednesday. And it's not just Regal and AMC. I think Marcus Theaters has a program. Like there's a lot of theater chains that have a program. Part of the problem is they don't really advertise them well. They advertise them on the screen when you're already in the theater. Well, right. That's kind of preaching to the choir. You're telling the people who are already there about your great discount. They should be putting it on the radio, television, but there's a lot of ways.
Short Car says if you're seeing 2 movies a month and you're by those theater chains, it's absolutely worth it. If you're seeing 2 movies a month,
yeah, it costs $20 here in the Philly area. It costs $20 for a ticket to go to a Regal theater, and it costs about $21 for Regal Unlimited, and you can see as many as you want. I'm like, why wouldn't you get the Regal Unlimited? You're paying the same price for a single movie. I don't get it.
I don't know
All
if
right.
there are any veterans
Yeah.
in the chat or not, but I know some AMCs have it to where, like, if you present your military ID on a Monday night, I think it is, you can get like a free ticket and concessions. Or it's, I don't know if it's 100% free, but it's like you're barely paying anything.
Well, there you go. There you go. For all the people out there that are serving or veterans. That's great. $2 super chat from Cartoon49. Are you looking forward to Project Hail Mary? Absolutely. It's one of my most anticipated movies of the year. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I will say there's a little bit of pretension coming out from the advertising that I'm not too happy about. Where they're like, we didn't use green screen and stuff. I don't give a fuck about that. I love that.
Yeah, guys, they actually went to space and shot there.
I don't give a fuck about any of that stuff. I just want the movie to be good. The only thing that is kind of a big deal for me is how they treat the people that are working on the film. If they're, overworking them, if they're talking shit to them, if they're treating them badly in some way or another, that might change the way I feel about it. But I don't care if a movie uses special effects, practical or green screen or blue screen or the volume, whatever you use, I don't care. Just make the movie good. That's all I care about. But I'm looking forward to it. Is anybody else going to see it in theaters or no?
I'll definitely see it. But I'll tell you what I'm going to see before it. Before I see Project Hail Mary, same weekend, by the way, my birthday weekend, same weekend, 2 movies open up. I'm going to go see Ready or Not 2 before I see Project Hail Mary.
Oh, okay.
I love Ready or Not.
There we go. More Hail Mary stuff from Lone Wolf. $5 super chat. Oh, we hit the goal, by the way. Thank you guys in the Reloaded chat. We hit the goal, and we're 1 super chat away from hitting the goal in debunks tonight. So thank you guys so much. Project Hail Mary got a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. Invincible Season 5 debuts April 2027. Tom Cruise offered an Invincible role and turned it down.
Good on him.
Interesting. Don't have much else to say. That's kind of interesting. But Project Hail Mary getting a 95 on Rotten Tomatoes. Does anybody feel like that's a... Wait, go ahead. What were you going to say, Omega?
Am I the only person who likes Invincible?
I love Invincible. I'm looking forward to it. Joe's not watching it, so
I liked season 1. I really liked it. I just didn't bother to pick it up again. And it's not because it was bad. It's just because there's so much on TV these days that it's kind of hard to keep up with everything.
That is Phil on Party Nation hates that show. So
yeah, and Jake doesn't really like it anymore either. So
I thought season 1 was decent. I got a few episodes into season 2. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is boring.
But as far as Project Hail Mary getting a 95% on Rotten Tomatoes, anybody feel like that's manipulated, or you think that's pretty accurate? What do you think?
Well,
like
don't know. Don't know.
No. I'm saying like anticipation. Like, do you think that that's a representation of what you think the movie's going to be, or do you think that's overblown based on what you've seen so far?
Well, I mean, we don't really know because like, how many of us can look at PR that's been the case for a movie in the past where somebody's like, oh, this is the best movie ever since insert previous movie here, or this movie is one of the greatest of all time, and then it ends up getting middling.
Wait. You mean like the Flash movie when that came out and everybody was saying it's the best superhero movie of all time? Although I think Joe would probably.
I mean, that's
it's
not
in
a
the top 10. It's I wouldn't say best, but it's in the top 10.
That's not a bad example, Eric. You notice
I mean, that's one that jumps to my head for sure.
Well, you notice how after all that PR, James Gunn was dead silent after it.
And the critics were right again. Positive score on Rotten Tomatoes. Yep, like I said, the critics are usually right.
All right, where are we at now in Super Chats? Wow, you guys are being very generous tonight. Thank you so much. Space and Goats with a $5 Super Chat. It's at the point I'd rather listen to Doug Walker over the Chuds. Oh, Nostalgia Critic. And he's not that bad because at least I could tell he likes it. That's who that is, right? Doug Walker?
Yeah, I met him once. He was a very nice guy, but I'm kind of over being snarky about movies. It's like, I kind of feel like we should just be genuine. Like, I mean, you gotta like everything, but not everything has to be snark, you know?
I mean, I could easily do what a lot of these guys do and be 20,000 times more entertaining. I just choose not to do it because I think it's pretty... What is that?
I said a lot of them strip. You going to do that?
Well, I could do that too, but we're not going to do that here. I need to put a poll up over here. I'm getting one installed soon. Anyway.
I love how Mega looked behind him and was like, do I have space for a poll over here?
That reminds me. This past weekend, I was in a gathering of many YouTubers, and for the first time in a long time, I had to come face to face with a guy I used to stream with a lot. For the first time ever, now knowing he has an OnlyFans page.
Oh, that's right. You mentioned that before. I think it was on your stream when you mentioned.
Yeah, that was some awkward conversation.
I'm gonna get a poll and spin up here. So this is the gimmick I'm gonna have, right? It's gonna be called poll reviews, and what I'll do is I'm going to get on the poll, and then I'm going to review movies and complain about wokeness while I spin and do tricks on the poll. So I think that would be very entertaining for everybody.
And you're going
to
get to the very
my
bottom
fat
of the
ass
poll,
get up there and do it.
and you're going to get to the very bottom of the poll. You're going to look into the camera and go, guys, YouTube is killing this channel.
Even better than that, the poll is going to have my score of wokeness on it in different levels. So wherever I stop is my wokeness score. So that's what we're going to be doing. So get ready for that.
Oh, this is going to say, cannot find data to match accurate number.
All right, we got a $2 super chat for Cartoon 49 says, disagree with Joe on Lanterns having the F-bomb. It's HBO. Thoughts on that, Joe?
What? Okay, what does that mean? Like, what's the point? It's still shit. It's HBO, so it should have F-bomb?
So I want to clear this up, and tell me if I'm speaking out of turn on this one with you, but I believe Joe's issue isn't that it's a mature show on HBO, and like that concept isn't why he has an issue with it. It's because he wants to be able to watch it with his family. Correct? Is that?
Well, I don't understand what HBO has anything to do with it. Like so what? What does A have to do with B? It's the Justice League. You know, you want your main superheroes, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, The Flash, Green Lantern, the main Justice League characters, you want them to be accessible to a family audience. It doesn't mean everything. Like, Deadpool can be rated R, but you don't want Captain America rated R. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't mean you can't have mature stuff. Peacemaker can be rated R, but the main Justice League should be accessible to families. And it's HBO, so what?
Well, Cartoon clears it up. The reason why he said HBO is because he says HBO makes mature content, so I think that's why.
Yeah, they also made Fraggle Rock.
They sure did. Sorry about that.
So actually, not completely off topic because Joe brought it up. I have a Fraggle Rock ball cap in the other room. I'm just waiting for a shirt to go with it. But yeah, it's
so very concerned as to where that story was going.
Yeah. By the way, does anybody else have a problem with the language in Green Lanterns? Anybody? Because I'm kind of indifferent about it. I have certain feelings about the show in general, but I'm kind of indifferent about it. Anybody else?
I don't care. That doesn't bother me.
No, I mean, are you looking forward to it being more adult oriented, or? I
mean, it didn't really make a difference to me.
See,
so you would have taken a version that wasn't so mature. You would have been okay with that, Jake?
All depends on the story they're telling.
Okay. See, it feels like gatekeeping to me. It feels like gatekeeping because these are characters that we all came into as children. Where did I first see Green Lantern? Super Friends. The comics were approved by the Comics Code Authority. Remember that little logo they used to put on there? Yes. These are characters we all came into as children. And now we're saying children can't have it anymore. And that to me feels like we're gatekeeping these characters. Like they were accessible to our fathers and our grandfathers as children, and they were accessible to us as children, and now children can't have them anymore. That doesn't sit well with me.
These lanterns aren't going to be limited to the mature series.
Maybe, but I mean, is it important to the ongoing story? I don't know.
Yeah. That's the other thing is I'm not sure until we see the show how much this show is going to feed into the DCU as a whole. You know what I mean? I don't know for sure. Although, Peacemaker apparently has a lot of important stuff that happened in that season that's going into the DCU that now, if you are someone who's too young, you won't know any of that.
Well, two things. One, there's apparently already strong indications, from what I understand, that at least Aaron Pierre is in Man of Tomorrow. I don't know about Kyle Chandler. I don't know if his character is going to be alive or not, but
that's true.
Again, this continues to goes against the thing that Gunn has continued to preach, is that every project ideally should work standalone. Mm-hmm. And if you're keeping a lot of important story beats locked behind R-rated content that is necessary for the people who watch your PG-13 projects to understand what's going on, then you run into a little bit of a problem. I'm saying if they do that, not saying they will. But.
And as you pointed out yourself, Eric, so far, all of the television content, every bit of the television content that we've gotten in the DCU has been for mature audiences. Creature Commandos, Peacemaker, now Lanterns. I mean, yeah, you can have some things that's for adults only, but it seems like aside from Superman, nothing is for families. Nothing. Like what else
for anybody else, or just me?
What's that?
The stream was reloading from. Anyway, finish what you're saying. It was acting weird for me for a second.
I'm just saying we haven't, and you pointed this out yourself. We haven't seen anything that is family friendly.
Mr. Miracle. That's what I'm saying. Mr. Miracle might also be.
We've heard Mr. Miracle is going to be mature too. This isn't.
Be rated R. I don't think Teen Titans is going to be rated R.
Exactly, and they shouldn't be. I mean, but the last version of Titans was, F Batman. I mean, come on. You got a cartoon on called Teen Titans Go that's appealing to kids, and then you put on a show, and the first words out of like Robin's or Nightwing's mouth is F Batman.
That wasn't Robin's. It was drug addicts in cosplay. Anyway.
Huh? It was Nightwing.
That wasn't Titans. It was a bunch of drug addicts in cosplay.
That was Nightwing.
He's calling Titans drug addicts in cosplay. Oh yeah. You have to understand sometimes when Jake says stuff, it's a different level of humor.
Is that your way of silently dissing me, Eric?
No. I just understood what you meant. I understand Jake speak now. So, anyway, all right. So we got some more super chats here. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you pull up Marlon's thing quickly?
Marlon's. Let's see, right here.
So that isn't necessarily true, because if you go back to the first shot where you see them walking on the road, and I went back and I looked at this, there's two rings there. And the ring can often go as a backup to somebody else, because the person that it goes to, or the person that it's, the lantern that dies and the person it goes to, it can go to someone else without another individual having died, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I do know that the showrunner said there's a passing of the torch, though. That was mentioned in an article.
So that doesn't necessarily mean the ring itself.
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
It can just mean the Green Lantern of that sector.
Yes. Yeah.
Was it 814? Is that what it is? Earth?
I mean, if they're going by the comic book, like the actual designation from the book.
Yeah, the mantle is probably just going to be the main Green Lantern of that sector.
Yeah. Lone Wolf with the $10 super chat here. Thank you so much, Lone Wolf. If we're not counting Stuckman or Jeremy, I watch Cody Leach and Sean Chandler. I do watch Sean Chandler from time to time. And Austin Burke are real rejects in terms of the bigger critics, and people call them shills, but I don't get that vibe. I think that the term shill is it's a little interesting to me, because who determines what that is? Like, if I'm making content because I love it and I also get some sort of like merch out of it from someone associated with the studio, does that make me a shill? Does it make me any less genuine about it? I think as long as you're upfront about getting things and you're not lying about it, then I don't have a problem with it. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody's getting a box of merch from like Marvel and they go, hey, I'm getting this Marvel merch, then I can decide whether or not I want to listen to their reviews. You know, and I can go, well, I don't necessarily do it. You know, I'm not going to listen to these guys. But if they're lying about that and they're still talking positively about media, then I feel like that might fall into what a shill would be, in my opinion.
Basically, the word shill has become internet speak for anyone I don't agree with.
I want to see. So the definition of shill is a person who deceptively promotes a product, service, or ideal while pretending to be independent. So essentially, as long as they're not lying about getting some sort of perks, then that doesn't fit the actual definition of a shill. But like Joe has said, the term has morphed now into, I don't like that person being positive about something, so they're just a shill. That's essentially what it is.
Can you pull up Ted's comments? Sorry, I just want to answer that question.
Ted 2 of 25.
Yeah.
Oh, right here. This one.
So Not exactly. So
I was
Mjölnir,
thinking the same thing.
it can be wielded by whoever it deems worthy. The lantern rings are typically only one person at a time. They're typically not shared. And yes, you do have to be chosen, so there is that similarity. But they're not just something that can be passed around.
Yeah.
It goes from one to the next.
Let's see here. So Matt says the guys from Real Rejects are just toxic positivity. I don't know enough about Real Rejects to critique their content.
What about fake rejects? Kidding.
Maybe. Is Boba a shill? I don't think Boba has Boba talks. I don't think Boba's lied about perks and stuff. Like, you have to literally lie about getting stuff and pretend that you're giving an unbiased review. That to be a shill by definition.
Generally speaking, I mean, I guess there could always be an exception, but generally speaking, I don't agree with the phrase toxic positivity. I don't think positivity can be toxic.
Oh, I do. There's been, well, mostly just again from me following the gaming industry, there has been kind of like behind closed doors, like this. Well, people have been just, what's the word I'm looking for? Revealing behind the closed doors discussions about certain games, how there's no that's the word I'm looking for. You can't say anything bad about it. There's no criticism for certain games. And when those games finally come out, because no one said, "Hey, this looks stupid," everyone hate Concord for the most part. There were people were saying that there's no one can make any sort of criticisms. You can't be negative, or because especially when it comes to the character design, a lot of those character designs were ass. No one could say anything negative about it. So when the game finally came out, it was like, I don't want to play as this generic looking lizard.
But isn't that subjective? Like, I mean, somebody else could have thought they looked great.
Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of them, I mean, of course, it is subjective, but that's the thing. Someone higher up in the team was saying like, "Oh yeah, I like this," but someone else who wanted to say, "Hey, no, this looks bad," wasn't allowed to say that. There was no discussion or anything because they're not allowed to be negative about anything.
So you're saying that toxic positivity is essentially people who are connected to these studios that are not allowed to be critical of anything?
They're not allowed to be critical. They're not allowed to be...
They're essentially given hush money.
Yeah, or not allowed to say anything, or like give any sort of criticism, say like, "Hey, or I don't think this would work out because," oh no, you're being negative there.
But how do you judge that though? But how do you judge that though? Because if somebody legitimately likes what they're seeing, then they're not being toxic. They're legitimately digging it.
I think it's more of like a conspiracy thing where people will say something behind closed doors, but then won't say it in public.
You mean like
essentially what it is?
Like if I looked at something and said, "Wow, this Dolph Lundgren Masters of the Universe movie is terrible, but I got to promote the disc," and then went on and was like, "This is awesome."
No, I'll give you an example of it, right? So, like, say for example, I work for Capcom, and Capcom puts a game out that I really don't like, and somebody has heard me say that I don't like it, but then somebody above me comes in and says, "Hey, we need this game to sell really well, so you have to be positive about it, and you have to promote it and be happy about it." That would be an example.
So it's dishonest positivity.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Critics are paid off.
No, not like critics are paid. Well, when
I wasn't being serious there. I was being sarcastic.
Okay,
it's Jake speak. You have to get in on it.
Yeah, it was just in the example I was giving. It was more like, especially when it comes to like brainstorming or collaboration or anything. You're not allowed to say anything. You can't. Basically, what I'm trying to get across is that you can't be negative.
Yeah. So
people apparently get offended by that term now too.
Yeah. It's like if I say like with Concord, the example I gave before is like if I say, "Hey, this character looks like shit. We need to change this." Then someone else say, "Oh no, you can't be negative about anything. Don't be negative. That's bad. That's wrong. Well, that's wrong thing or something like that." It's like, well, I think this character's ass.
You caught me,
Omega. I just thought of the perfect example for you.
Without Warning remaster coming right along.
I just thought of the perfect example. This Resident Evil 9
I'm explaining this poorly, but
no, I just thought of something. This Resident Evil 9 character looks like shit. Nexus mods. Hold on.
So,
We'll fix
Maddie, you're saying toxic positivity equals can't criticize anything or downplays criticism.
Yes.
My only question about this is, who is saying you can't do something?
So
Who is the person saying that? What is the system in place to prevent you from doing that? Because I see a lot of channels that say woke 24 hours a day. So what is the mechanism in place that prevents people from saying something negative that forces toxic positivity? I'm just trying to figure this out.
So I don't even know if maybe toxic is the best word to describe it. It's
I don't
more
think it is, which is what I'm
it's-
getting at, but go ahead.
saying maybe it's more like blind positivity, to where
That's a better statement. Yeah.
you're not
Yeah, it's
objectively
probably-
looking at something. You're just saying something for the sake of saying it.
Yeah. So my issue though is that the woke chuds, the chuddy channels, like that ecosystem here on YouTube, exists because there is no system in place to stop them from doing it. So the victimization of what they do is fake. It's not real. It's not a real thing. So my question would be on the opposite end of that. What is the mechanism in place to force someone to be positive about something when they want to say something negative? Now I can see it in the sense of like a workplace situation, like you're working somewhere and they want this product to do well. They don't want you to criticize it. That makes sense to me. It's a abuse of power. It is manipulation. I understand. But here on YouTube, toxic positivity would essentially be, and somebody brought this up earlier, I think it was Dullboy Jack here, is just another version of shilling. Because the mechanism in place to make you overly blindly positive about something is getting something in return for that. Whether it be some sort of like engagement situation or merchandise or something along those lines. And in that case, yeah, that's wrong. But I think from the standpoint of positivity, I always look, my way of viewing this stuff is, I look at what the end of this situation results in. Does toxic positivity actually harm individual people and communities? And the answer to that is, I don't think so. I don't think it does. Does it bring into question the legitimacy of reviews? Does it bring into question the legitimacy of someone's opinion? Yes. But does it contribute to the toxicity that marginalized communities have to deal with? No. So that's why I don't think people worry about toxic positivity or blind positivity, as Jake was saying, or anything like that. The same way they do about like just being toxic in general. Because when you're toxic in general in a fandom, it actually hurts the whole fandom in a way that is measurable. You can look at what that does. Toxic positivity to me, I don't know if it necessarily falls into that category for me. But, you know, I accidentally removed my super chat. How? What do you mean?
Fuck do you do
Oh,
that?
you retracted the message. I can still see it. I can still see it. Don't worry, I can still see it. Space and Ghost. I keep thinking of Space Ghost. Whatever.
Space
whatever
Ghost,
I say that name.
Ghost?
Lone Wolf with the $2 super chat. I
Great
also forgot to watch 3C. Found out Boba does too. What is 3C?
I don't know. 3 caliber?
3C?
I have no
What,
idea.
Lone Wolf, you have to tell me what that is. I don't know what that is. I'm not sure what that means. 3C.
I mean, I'm assuming it's the thing after 1C and 2C.
Oh, it's a YouTube channel. Okay, that's why I'm
Oh.
not familiar with them. Got it.
What is-
Spacing.
wait,
Go ahead.
What do those 3 C's stand for? Coke, critics, chuds? What?
Let's see here. We got Space and Goats with a $2 super chat. Gonna push you to your goal. Thank you. We have hit the goal on both channels, so thank you guys so much for all of your contributions tonight. I do appreciate it, and you can keep donating if you like. Ted 2 of 25 with a $5 super chat says, "Happy Mario Day, y'all.
Yep.
I've been playing Luigi's Mansion 2 HD.
Nice.
Good game. We're still going to get to that trailer, but we've been taking side quests for a few minutes now.
The original Luigi's Mansion is such a good game.
I've never played it. I
hear
hear
some-
some-
Whoa.
Oh, we're getting the echo again.
again.
Oh, God. Hold on.
Anyway, Omega, what were you saying?
I might just say I might just download a Super Nintendo emulator and play some Mario World. That's
So-
my favorite.
That's my favorite Mario game, like of all time.
Same. That was like one of the first video games I ever played.
Because I was a Sega Genesis kid, so I've always had a Genesis. But Mario World is actually one of the few Super Nintendo games I really wish I could play more often.
So you want an easy way to get a ROM of that along with the Super Nintendo emulator?
Yeah, I already. Yeah, you told me on last stream. Yeah, I bookmarked it.
Okay, cool.
I
didn't know that's what you wanted it for.
Since Ronan is here, welcome Ronan, by the way.
What's up, boys? How about now?
Hey,
Yeah, you sound fine now. Yeah, you sound really good. I wanted to say, are you planning on sticking around, or are you just dropping in to say hi?
I might stick around for a little bit. Right now, it depends on how fast this editing stuff is kicking in. It's a lot of stuff.
Okay. All right. What we might do, if Ronan sticks around, we might do a bonus topic, but if not, we will not do a bonus topic.
Would it be that one from last week?
It's the defend a movie or top 3 movies that you think people think are bad, but you think are actually good movies.
Three movies? Okay.
Yeah, 3.
I'll see if I can try to stick around because I've wanted to do that. So I'll see.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. So pick 3 movies that you think people shit on, but you absolutely 100% love it and you will defend it. And it can be something everybody thinks of, or it can be something completely unique. Whatever you want to do.
Fun.
All right. So Space and Ghosts here says this feels a bit Puritan. I'm not sure what that was in reference to because I think you sent that when we were talking about something else.
I keep hearing you say. I keep hearing Space Ghosts. Damn it.
So if you could sort of like remind us what that is, I would love to. I'd love to talk about that. So just type it in the chat so I know what it is. But thank you for being a channel member. We have another super chat from Cody here, $5 super chat. The Green Lanterns are bigger than the Justice League, honestly.
Yep.
Do we agree with this?
I can see that.
I've been saying this, dude. The Green Lantern IP is DC's biggest untapped gold mine by far.
Oh,
You have
yes,
so many color spectrums, so many different, just human lanterns alone. You've got all the different planets you can go to, all the world building you can dive into there. So much you can do, and because of one failure of a movie, they haven't done it.
Yeah,
What do you mean?
Ass movie bombs and everything. Oh, people don't like Green Lantern. No, they didn't like that Green Lantern movie.
Right.
Actually, I'm going to disagree with you on that because I heard critics saying when the Green Lantern movie came out. In fact, I remember one right off the top of my head. Christy Lemire from the Associated Press. When the Green Lantern movie came out, Christy Lemire from the Associated Press said, "This character's stupid. He has a magical ring that can make things. His powers and his origin are idiotic." And I thought to myself, well, guess what? You didn't just criticize the movie. You criticized the character. Didn't matter what movie they made. You don't like that character. So you weren't going to like
the concept.
Exactly.
One person doesn't speak for the general mass.
I heard a few people say that, though. So,
CJ, we're going to get to Rachel Zegler. That's one of the topics. We have 2 more topics before we get to that.
Yeah,
but thank you, Cody, for that.
And you know the good thing too.
What you do now?
Huh?
It was an interview where she talked about all the hate she received online.
Oh,
I will say this while we were on that whole topic of like the One Lantern movie not doing well, and then them avoiding the IP for a decade and a half because of that. I feel like had the Flash not had a very successful TV show prior to his film not doing good at the box office, that same thing would have happened to him.
All right,
and also
so
for anybody who's worried about the swearing, it's like this teaser was released through HBO, an HBO show. When you hear the word HBO, expect that it's more aimed towards adults than kids.
I don't agree with
Adults swear.
I knew we were going to go to that. So that we talked about it a little bit earlier, Ronan, and Joe established that just because it's HBO, he doesn't necessarily agree that it needs to be mature because they've done other stuff that isn't mature.
If that's the criteria, if we're going to have adult content anytime it's an HBO show, then quite frankly, this show should not be on HBO. I mean, what if Warner Brothers, let's reverse course here. What if Warner Brothers owned Marvel? Does that mean that every Marvel show should be mature because it's going to be on HBO? The content should determine the rating, not the channel it's airing on.
No, but I'm just saying that if that would just use the HBO thing as a thing, just because the most recent stuff that I've seen of it has been more aimed towards adults than kids. But they from the get go, even with the pitch of True Detective, I wouldn't show a kid that show, and the fact that they're doing again, and I'm saying that like if people have issue with it, that's fine, but I don't think it's a big thing to be like, what's up with the swearing and stuff. It's like I don't know about that. This is not a PG-13 movie that went out.
That's
like
my
they
point.
made.
That's my point. It should be. That's exactly my point.
Sure.
It should be.
Sure.
I mean, for all you know, that's the only F-bomb in the entire series.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, like, what if it was Superman? Like, I mean, do we want to see Superman like F you, Luther? Like, I mean, it just, I don't want to see that.
So let me ask you something. Did you watch the Snyder Cut with your family?
I watched it with my wife.
Would you watch it with your family?
No, I wouldn't do that to my kids. I love them.
My point is that one is R-rated.
I know, and it's shit.
Damn.
I watched the Whedon cut with my kids.
That knocked Omega out. Joe prefers the theatrical Justice League over the Snyder Cut.
Yeah,
But my whole family, my wife and kids, we quote the theatrical cut all the time. Every time we go to brunch, we quote The Flash. What is brunch? What is that? And like we'll be at brunch, we'll say The Flash would hate this right now. So yeah, we love that movie. Like the kids have seen that, they love it. But I wouldn't submit them to the. I love them too much to put them through the Snyder cut.
I know, but again, go back to the main thing of like we shouldn't be beholden because of the history, the legacy of HBO. It's like, well, if you're watching them through HBO, there's more of a high chance that people will be swearing and using vulgar language than not. And again, you might be right that like this should have been PG-13 movie instead, but with the script that was given to James Gunn and DC Studios, it wasn't supposed to be a PG-13 story.
But James Gunn's the leader, right?
He is the leader, but I think he's only wanted to showcase that, like, okay, we could do PG-13 stuff and we could do rated R stuff.
Yeah, but he already did the rated R stuff. We got Peacemaker and Creature Commandos, and Mr. Miracle is going to be rated R too. Like, I mean, he's proven he could do rated R stuff, but so far, Superman has been the only thing that has been for families.
And Supergirl, I think I'm assuming is going to be.
But even Supergirl, I mean, like, I don't have a problem with taking my kids to see it, but, you know, my friend Sean O'Rourke, he has a problem with taking his kids to see that because Supergirl's going to be a drunk in it. And I get that. I mean, I don't have an issue with it, but I get where he's coming from, too.
I don't know. It could be that I'm just more. What's the right word? I'm more open to varieties just because, a lot of people were like, what's the deal with them? They're not in space or flying, whatnot. It's like, I'm more open to it if it's a grounded, even, it's almost like cringy to say now, grounded. If it's more less space opera-like and more down the street investigative story, I'm more open to seeing that. And if adults who are in the army or who have been in the military experience talk a little bit with vulgar, that to me isn't too big of a surprise deal. But again, I know some people aren't into that language.
I don't think it's going to be primarily the language that's geared towards adults. I think it's going to
be the violence in it.
I'm not even necessarily the violence, but more so the material and the subject matter. Because I'll give you a great example. Mature rated game, but a game that I saw so many teenagers and younger kids playing. This game right here, Batman Arkham Knight. You see that M right there down there at the bottom? That means that the game may contain blood and gore, strong language, sexual content, etc. There is not a single F-bomb in this game. I don't care how far you dig, you will not find one. So
I don't think we're.
My point is that it's likely the subject matter that's going to be geared towards mature audiences.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they're going to drop 20 F-bombs a minute.
I don't think we're going to reach any sort of consensus on it, so I do feel like we should probably move on from that one. But Dr. Midnight here with the $5 super chat, and I think this is in relation to the Green Lantern thing that you were talking about, Joe. I remember watching Christy Lemire saying that on TV when Roger Ebert had her and another critic as an attempt to replace him on his TV show. Is that what you're referencing? Is that
exactly? It was when Roger Ebert could no longer speak anymore. He created a show called Roger Ebert Presents at the movies, and he he still did reviews on it. Like they would show him typing at a keyboard, and he would usually get somebody like German director, what's his name? Grizzly Man, The Mandalorian.
Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog, as they're like he would do the narration of Roger Ebert's review. Yeah, and the I believe he was a Russian guy. The other critic was named Vishkovetsky. I can't remember his name. Young guy, real young critic. But yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Okay. All right, so we're going to go over here. I'm trying to see where we stopped at. Dr. Midnight did a shout out. If you're watching live or VOD, click on the like, thumbs up button. It helps the channel grow. And click subscribe and the bell button for alerts of new shows and videos. Thank you so much for that shout out, Dr. Midnight.
And like I said, I'll be there, by the way.
Okay. By the way, the poll is live on Reloaded. I'll do the debunks poll here in a minute. Spacing Goes for the $5 super chat says, you're going to see I think I used all of them.
Oh, nice.
Toxic positivity is an obsession with positive thinking. It is a belief that people should be positive no matter what the circumstances. Okay, that's interesting. When I looked it up, it basically
that's again.
It was just it's more. Everybody's gonna. These are new terms that are being used where I think everybody's gonna have their own sort of like personal definition of what that is. But for me, again, unless I see some sort of negative into a community that would cause the community to experience harm, I don't really care too much about it. If somebody's making a little bit of money off of smiling and saying they love Star Wars, I don't really care too much. Alone with a $5 super chat, the 3C in his name stands for Casual Cinephile Critical Jake. Oh, he's a Jake.
No.
Also, I want to shout out.
I made the joke about the 3Cs earlier, so I think they were just. Me.
He's telling you. Got it. Also, I was giving him credit for being a Jake, and now I feel like an asshole. He's not a Jake. Whatever, you know.
I mean, I get the $5. Kidding.
Mm-hmm. Also, I want to shout out to Koi Jandro as well. He's great at reviewing. Great shout outs for some reviewers. If you guys are looking for anybody new to give a follow to and check out, thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats. All right, so I think we have reached the end so far of the super chat waterfall we had there.
Plumbers in space.
Yeah, thank you guys so much, guys, for all the super chats. I do appreciate it. Top 3 in the Reloaded chat. We hit the goal, so these are your options. Comic book castings with wasted potential. So I'm assuming you're meaning like an all media, so voice acting, cartoons, live action, whatever. Okay. Top 3 video game characters, which we have not, that has not won. We put it up a few times and it hasn't won. So top 3 2000s movies. So I'm assuming you mean 2000 to 2009 or 2000
2000 through 2009.
Okay. And I added in top 3 movies you'll never watch again. So films that you watched one time and you'll never ever watch again.
Yep, plenty of those.
I will put up the poll in the debunks chat when we get to the bonus section or whatever. Which, by the way, if Omega, what were you going to say?
So we just talked about one of mine.
Yeah. Well, if Omega doesn't come back, we won't be doing the bonus category. So
you just had to make a deposit on the Boom Bank.
Okay. All right. So here we are. We have made it to the trailer. This is the final trailer for Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. Before we watch the trailer, is anybody going to see this opening weekend? I am 100% going to see this opening weekend.
Probably.
Okay. Joe?
We'll see.
I think my kids want to see it, so probably.
Okay, and Rhoda, you said we'll see. You weren't sure?
Yeah, not sure yet.
Okay. We're going to watch the trailer, and then we're going to decide whether or not we think this movie is going to be a massive hit. So, here we go. By the way, if you're watching this on playback, this will 100% get claimed. So, you're not going to see the trailer with us. But
thanks, Universal.
Right. But you can definitely hear our commentary when it's done. All right. Hold on. Pause it.
Can I just say, as a massive Mario fan, I loved how many Easter eggs to various games there were in that.
Yeah. So now comes the question. Oh, go ahead, Judge. You were going to say something?
Oh, no. Just stretching.
The question is this a $1 billion movie? Before we answer this question, because I want to get through this before we talk about the quality of this trailer, I think if last year is any indication on where audiences are spending their money, this is $1 billion movie to me.
If the last Mario movie was any indication, because that was $1 billion movie.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, with the markets the way they are, I do believe that this movie, even if it were the first one, it's still in the market for like $1 billion based on like you know where it's at.
But it just has the extra help, knowing that the first one made $1 billion already.
Does anybody think it's not going to make $1 billion?
I mean, they could put Mario on screen like using the toilet for 2 hours and it would make $1 billion. It doesn't really matter.
All right, thoughts on the trailer though? Anybody want to chime in?
I'm waiting.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
I hope the kids dig it.
The animation looks good. It's Illumination. They're good.
Omega, Omega, are you going to see it opening week or no?
No, I'll probably catch it on like streaming or something.
He'll catch it on the high seas on the internet is what he'll do. So
sometimes
John
is more trouble than it's worth.
John Campea doesn't think it's going to hit $1 billion.
Who the fuck cares?
I mean, it's a fair thought because not a lot of movies do, but I think this one will.
Yeah, Brie Larson wasn't included. I think they're trying to keep her character kind of I guess it's not secret, but they don't want to give away too many scenes with the character. So
I was gonna say, Yoshi is gonna be the Groot of this movie when it comes to merchandise.
I'm just curious. Is there anything anything you didn't like about the trailer? Does anybody have any negatives about the trailer? Do you feel like it didn't hit all the marks, or because a lot of times we have people that feel negatively about trailers? So, up in the floor.
I didn't really have any issues with it. Like I said, I was just, as somebody that's been a Mario fan for like pretty much my entire life, I was happy to see just so many nods to previous games, and I'm not saying that's going to be the thing that makes up the story. I'm glad we didn't get too much of the story given away, but like the last shot you see the trailer of Mario and Yoshi, that's literally the cover of Super Mario Galaxy 2, the game. They throw in a number of things from both Galaxy titles. Bowser Jr. with the mask where he's like changing blue, and he's got the paintbrush straight from Super Mario Sunshine, which turns 25 next year. And then you got all the different characters. Obviously, you got Birdo, who was the villain in Mario 2, like original Mario 2. I think they said Seth Rogen is back in this movie, so I imagine there's going to be a good bit of stuff coming from him. Then
Superior Nav doesn't want to see Bowser again.
I'd argue Bowser was the show stealer of the first movie.
Would have been funnier if they brought in Bowser from Sha-Na-Na this time.
Ted 2 of 25 says, love the idea of Brie Larson as Rosalina.
Yeah, and she's a big gamer too, so there's that.
Let's see here.
I want to know who Matt Jarbo wants to see Super Mario Smash at the end.
Wait, what the hell did I just hear? Here, a request for Nintendo
we're not talking about
Is that what I just heard?
Yeah, exactly. We're not talking about HBO Max stuff. Chris here says, my only gripe with the marketing is, doesn't it seem like there's much of a story, but the first one didn't put the story into its marketing either, so I don't really care.
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. What are you laughing about now?
Laughing at Jarbo.
Yeah. Nuts to butts. Yeah. All right, let me find the article here. By the way, did you guys see that the Avatar director spoke out and said the recent decision to move us from theatrical to streaming might give me the impression that the quality wasn't sufficient, but that couldn't be further from the truth. The movie deserves to be seen on the big screen. Did you guys see that?
Oh, dang. I thought you meant James Cameron for a second. I was like, what?
Wasn't that who? Wait,
Last Airbender, or
it's been out for like 3 months, hasn't it?
No.
No. We're talking about Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to talk about the Chud's favorite woman, which is Rachel Zegler. Now,
Zeg.
This is from it's an article from yesterday, and I thought we'd talk about it and get ahead of it because I'm pretty sure they have 1 million videos waiting to go out based on this article if they haven't already made them because it has.
Aren't the Chuds bored of this already?
No, because they make money off of it, so they're going to keep talking about her. But it says here, Rachel Zegler recalls backlash over her casting on Disney's Snow White. I refuse to assimilate for anybody else's comfort. I love the Star Trek shout out here with assimilate in the title. Rachel Zegler's looking back at all the backlash she received over her casting in Disney's live-action version of Snow White. In a new interview, Zegler recalls receiving negativity when she was cast in Steven Spielberg's West Side Story. I was told I wasn't enough of one thing for West Side Story and I'm too much of another for Snow White. It was really confusing time. It was a really confusing time to be in my early 20s and hearing that. I grew up proud of being Colombian, eating the food, wearing the dresses, drinking the coffee, doing all the things that were so intrinsic to who I was as a kid and who I am as an adult. But I do think there's an argument to be made that in the public eye, at least, when you're two things, you're simultaneously nothing. But I refuse to assimilate for anybody else's comfort. Thoughts on this?
Good for her.
I think it's really interesting. You're simultaneously nothing. Meaning if you're a person of mixed background and you're playing a character, you're either not enough for one side of it or you're too much for the other. That's a really, I don't know, that particular line really resonated with me because I thought, you know what? She's absolutely right about this.
Yeah.
She's right. Because she isn't white enough for Snow White, but she's also not Colombian enough for something else. You know what I mean? Like,
But was obviously hired for some reason. So
And didn't we just see that with Green Lantern? Like when they were casting Jon Stewart, weren't people like saying he better not be too he's got to be very dark skinned.
yeah, there was a lot of colorism going on with that
Exactly.
particular casting.
that's
So.
been said as soon as the casting was announced.
It says much of discourse about Zegler's casting in West Side Story centered on the fact that she wasn't Puerto Rican, like Maria, the musical's protagonist. In the case of Snow White, while many detractors noted that Zegler didn't fit the character's description and didn't resemble the animated classics version, just say she wasn't white. I mean, that's what it was. That's what they were arguing about.
Right.
The release of Snow White was also marred by another controversy centered on Zegler's comments about the outdated character from the original film and vocal support for Palestinians. I will say, outside of political and social support, what she said about the original film was true. She wasn't saying something that was fake. It was like she was talking legitimately about how the movie was made, the story it came from, all of that.
I wouldn't even limit that to just the character. I'd say the story itself is not aged the best.
It was 100-year-old movie, basically.
But also when like people like what's her name, Lily James from Snow White, Lily James, and that's her name, right? And
she did Cinderella, the live action.
Yes, no, Cinderella. Yes, she was Cinderella, and Angelina Jolie with Maleficent.
Yeah.
And who else? The Beauty and the Beast, Hermione.
Emma Watson.
Yeah, Emma Watson. When they would make comments that were very similar about, updating the story, making it a little more modern, they weren't attacked. What's the difference? Oh, they were white actresses?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't tell me it's not racism because they said the same things and they didn't get attacked.
Beauty and the Beast is set in France. Nobody complained that Emma Watson wasn't French.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's weird because like sometimes, and again, I haven't looked into it too much into it because I'm like, all right, this is just people shouting into the air, and that's I got better shit to do.
So Spacey Goats here. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I didn't know you were still talking about.
No, yeah, but whenever I always heard her speak out a lot, at times through just the stuff I would see on post, it feel like she would be putting down the stuff she was adapting and whatnot. And it's okay to have a different point of view. I just don't think marketing or promo wise, that's a good thing to put in. Like, oh yeah, I don't know about that original one. We're gonna do it better or do different one. But at the same time, that whole notion of having to be not too white enough or not too Puerto Rican enough, that is, if you're a child of an immigrant, and I kind of see where she's coming from because sometimes, not always, I have to deal with that with like, I'm like, when I speak English, do people question the accent, or if it's not too English-like, or hell, even in the Latin community, they give me the look when I start speaking Spanish, and it's like, wait, you speak Spanish? And it's like, oh, I didn't know you spoke Spanish, and it's just like, sometimes it is a troubling thing that can really, you know.
I think
I would say
choose their wording poorly when talking about some of these, and I'm not saying they have the wrong idea or that the wrong mindset's going into it, but I think rather than saying hey, we're gonna do this thing better and kind of shoving to the side the thing you're adapting, just say, hey, this is how this was, like how this story was interpreted and adapted back then. This is how we're doing it now. Not doing it for the sake of being different, but like it's not for the sake of being different. Too many people are just attacking it because it is different.
But yeah, I think. Go ahead, Ronan.
I think a lot, like, and it's weird because she's a theater kid, so I would have thought that, like, I remember when I took theater classes, the first thing my teacher says, like, if you ever make it big or do theater or do film or television, don't talk to the press that much, because, and you remember him saying, like, they can and will use everything against you in a court of public opinion. And that's a theater. From what he told me, that was theater 101. And so she can. I'm perfectly like happy for her that she speaks her mind. But wording also goes a long way, because you're promoting a movie. You're making a movie that is going off an animated film that is beloved, but yet of its time. And this movie that you're doing would be made if it wasn't for that original one. So it's like, how do you say that? Well, the simple way is like, okay, that film was for that time. We're doing another version of it, like an adaptation for this time. And hopefully you can still enjoy both for what they are of their times. And instead of being spiteful and yet not being like, oh, that movie is the best, nothing's wrong with it. Because, yeah, you could say that a lot of that stuff doesn't hold up. One of my favorite movies, and it was a Western, is The Searchers. That movie, a lot of stuff does not hold up, but I know that movie was made for white America in the 1950s.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to bat for Rachel a little bit here, because I think we have to understand the context of all of this. I don't think anyone really complaining about what she said about Snow White give a fuck about the cartoon movie of Snow White.
No.
Yeah, which is why I never did anything, because I'm like, well, I didn't grow up with that much. I know what it's about, but like, it's not my nothing that defines me, which I figured a lot of these judges, this shit did not define them at all. They were just bored on a Tuesday.
It's the easy thing for them to pick on. That's why
exactly.
What I'm saying is, like, if you're going to say, oh, I don't like what they're saying about Star Trek and Star Wars, I could believe that those guys love those things and they're complaining because they actually give a shit. When it comes to Disney princess cartoons from 100 years ago, I don't think they give a fuck about those things. And that's why the discourse doesn't make any sense. Secondly, if she came out as a man and said, we're going to make this movie and it's going to be so much fucking better than the original, no one would bat an eye at that. No one would give a fuck about that. If we had some guy come along and he's like, yeah, we're gonna do Top Gun over again. It's gonna be the third movie. It's gonna be so much better. It's gonna be so much crazier and better than anything we've ever done on Top Gun before. No one would care about that.
I agree. I get what you're saying. Although I think I would give a shit about it like that? Like, no, I wouldn't start making video about it, but I'd be like, and like silently be like, calm down, dude. Like, the only reason why you got a job is because of that original film, and there's a reason why they still think they could still pump out money.
But Ronan, most of the people working in the industry got their jobs through Harvey Weinstein, and that doesn't mean they have to like always be like grateful to him. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
Like, I think that's weird to say that because you're connected to something that you automatically have to like do nothing but sing the praises. We just got done talking about toxic positivity. Are we expecting people to be positive about something when they don't really want to be?
No.
To me, I feel like that's disingenuous.
That's not what he's saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I'm not saying that you're saying that. I'm saying, like, from the perspective of culture, do we want people to only speak highly of something because we think they should, or should we let them make statements that they actually mean?
Which is why I'm getting at that. Like, if she genuinely feels that way, then like that, she is absolutely 100% in the right to say that. But don't be surprised if some people don't agree with it. But also, I agree with you. Where I'm like, okay, there's a limit. They shouldn't be crucifying her the way they did. But did that make me feel bad? Because I'm like, okay, at some point,
That's what I mean. I think the level of backlash was larger than the actual issue itself. Like you're
'cause I
saying,
don't
I think
give a
it's
shit
fair
about
for people to have an issue about it. And Space and Goats even said something about like being a fan of it, and that's fair. And you can absolutely have some sort of personal issue with it, but the amount of outrage that she received and the amount of hate she received, it doesn't balance. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, like to me, I don't give a shit that much about Snow White, even the original film, or the one she was making. I had no interest in it. Like I got enough stuff to deal with. But I remember when those first comments were coming out, I was like, damn, okay,
Yeah.
all right, like I remember kept saying that's a hell of a way to do promo, but I'm not in their shoes, and nor do I want to be in those shoes at that moment.
I think so. A lot of people are, in the chat also are asking questions about things that she said and stuff like that. You can absolutely criticize someone, but you can also go above and beyond. Everybody's got a friend that does too much. Everybody does. You have a friend of yours that makes a mountain out of a molehill. And I do believe that this is one of those situations. Let me ask these questions realistically. Did she deserve racism because of what she said?
No.
Did she deserve death threats for what she said? No. Did she deserve to be everything she's ever been in and been associated with connected to Snow White? Did she deserve to get attacked for that? No. There is absolutely no there's no realistic or rational reason why she was treated the way she was over those comments. It just doesn't make any sense. Yeah, she got death threats. Did you guys watch the videos from the Chuds? Read the comments under there.
I could not tell you the amount of people I saw threatening to HANG her.
That was fucking ridiculous. Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that as a community, we have to also understand that things can go too far. Like
there's lines you don't cross. Far. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree. There's lines that shouldn't be crossed at all, because then it's not a conversation. It's a fucking shouting match, and then it becomes psychotic or sociopathic.
I want to look at something quickly. We're going to finish this article, and then we're going to get into our top 3 list here.
Nice.
All right, so I just want to look at something. All right, let's finish this article, and then I'm going to take this. I pulled something up here. I've said what I feel, and that will always be a testament to my core beliefs as a human. Where's the window at? That's where I stand. You live, you learn, and there's a caution that comes with that. So she's saying that she understands that what she did was divisive, and she's learned from that. And I think that's a really important thing to take away from this.
I get I'm like, that's a great perspective. I stand by what I said, but I also took lessons of how I approach those questions. I'm like, kudos. 100%. That a lot of people, especially guys, don't have the balls to go down that road of like admit, all right, I could have taken a second or two to think about my wording, but I stick with what I believe. I'm like, all right, kudos.
I feel like so many people will try and twist that the wrong way and paint this as her saying, I'm not sorry for what I said. I'm sorry it offended you.
Yes, I'm sure that's going to happen. Yeah. There's an understanding that temptation to speak doesn't always mean that it must be done. And there's a lot of opportunities to make more meaningful change than a tweet. If I had been able to predict everything that would come my way, the threats to my safety, I would have just thrown my phone in the ocean. I think any sane person would have. So to me, that sounds like an acknowledgement of, I said some stuff. I know it was divisive. I didn't have to say it. It might not have been important enough for me to say it, but I still believe in what I said. And that is an adult way to look at it. I think that's a very adult way to look at the situation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So here we go. Let's do this. I looked up Rachel Zegler, Snow White, just to go through on YouTube and see what kind of videos we see when you search Snow White. Jester Bell. Rachel Zegler says she knows Snow White is celebrated as she's named Woman of the Year. Look at this thumbnail. She never learned. Rachel Zegler hating on Snow White movie for 2 minutes straight. Rachel Zegler learns nothing from Snow White disaster in new interview. Look, 1 hour ago. So they read that same interview we just read and says that she has learned nothing.
They didn't read it.
Keep in mind, we just read the interview.
Can't believe I was ever on a damn show with that woman.
Rachel Zegler blames everyone but herself for the Snow White flopping. This is an hour ago, which means it's the same article. This is what I'm fucking talking about. This is what I'm talking about. You couldn't even go, hey, we gave her shit. She still believes the stuff she said, but she's acknowledging that maybe it was the wrong time and place, and she's being adult about it, whatever. Instead of doing that, they're still attacking her. This is exactly what I'm talking about. And this is why I think tolerating any of that stuff is dangerous. Because this is the end result. This is the end result of that. That's not even her. Like, you're right, it's an AI thumbnail. It's not even, doesn't even remotely look like
Ew.
It. Yep.
Yeah,
look, 14 hours ago. She can't stand it. It's not fair. Disaster. Rachel Zegler speaks out and slams backlash after woke Snow White disaster. Her failure is complete. Like, I mean, I'm just saying, guys, like, we have to be realistic here. Like, she didn't do anything to deserve any of that. I'm sorry. I just don't see that anywhere.
Yeah.
All right. So, with that being said,
I'd also like to point out real quick.
Yeah.
I hate to keep bringing it back, but I mean, I was just at the ceremony this weekend.
Go ahead.
When my friend Adam passed away, at least three major Hollywood celebrities spoke out and offered their condolences. Tom Wilson from Back to the Future, Kevin Smith, and Rachel Zegler.
Really?
Yes.
All right. So, who is sticking around for the game tonight?
Are you gonna start it right now?
Yes. I'm gonna read the super chat, and then we're gonna get started. Okay.
No pun intended.
All right, we got a $10 super chat from Lone Wolf. Thank you so much, Lone Wolf. Campia said he didn't think it would hit. Oh, he's talking about Super Mario Galaxy movie.
That used to be enough for 2 pizzas.
Exactly. Now you can't even get one for that.
Nope.
Campia said he didn't think it would hit over the first one initially, but his second guessing due to strong marketing. Sites predict 150 million, though. Just watch the clip for context. You're talking about opening weekend? Yeah. I think it's going to do really good based on everything we've seen in Hollywood. I would be more shocked if the movie underperforms, only because it seems like everything is in favor of the movie doing really well. Super Mario Galaxy, the movie. I think it's going to do really well, and I like for things to be successful when people love them. So I would like to see this movie do really well. We'll have to check in with Campia later on, I guess.
I'm good.
Okay, so we're going to do this, and this is why I needed 4 people and myself. We're going to put all 4 of you guys on the wheel, and then I will go at the end, all in one go, like boom, 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 boom. That way it goes by much quicker if I do it that way. Ash says, "Dear Lord, them thumbnails." Yeah. They're really bad. They're really,
Guys,
really bad.
when you use AI to bank on your content, whether it's thumbnails or video edits or music, it's a recipe for disaster. Just food for thought. Yeah, Chris, I know. I've been on a show with him too.
With who?
RBM.
Oh, yeah. I do remember that. All right. Let's see here. We'll wait for Joe to get back.
Yeah, just back
All
when
right.
I used to watch those Chud channels before I knew they were Chud channels. Ugh, bringing back memories.
The Chuds.
Harrison says Mario has a Billy potential. I mean, like, he's got to be one of the most recognizable characters. I agree with this.
Yeah.
I 100% agree with this. So
Little
let's
fun
do
fact for you.
this.
For any Elder Scrolls players out there, that giant dragon that helps you throughout the Skyrim quest line, the one called Parthenax, voiced by Mario's voice actor, Charles Martinet.
That shit.
All right, so-
You put a bunch of modulation on his voice.
Oh, yeah, no, they did. It was insane.
All right, so Since we hit the goal tonight in the debunks chat earlier today during the Copecast, we didn't hit the goal, and I promised to give them the option to do a bonus stream. So that's what I'm going to do. There's an option for bonus stream. You guys can pick the day. So if you're in the debunks chat and you want to pick a day for a bonus stream, you have your options there. So go ahead and pick one, and we will look at that later on.
Is this
all right?
Stream you're looking at scheduling that's exclusively bonus topics?
No, that's a stream just for the debunks channel. So
gotcha.
I did one earlier today. So, all right, we're gonna spin this. All right, see you later, Reed. Have a good night. Thank you for being here. All right, so we're gonna spin the wheel. What we're doing here, I'm gonna make this very clear to the chat tonight, because I really want one. Hamburgers are good, and tomatoes are bad. So
you don't like tomato
Christian said, not today. We'll just pretend I don't. Gotta go, chat. Eric, great stream always. Good night, everyone, and stay safe out there. Yes, see you later, Christian. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. So you're gonna pick a movie that you personally like, that you know the majority of people don't like, and you're gonna explain why you like it and why people are wrong. That's what this is. So yeah. See you later, Ash. Have a great night. Thank you guys so much.
It'd be funny if we made an argument that said nobody could rebuttal.
Well,
I'm not recommending that, but it would be fun.
No. We're not going to do that. But we're not going to go back and forth like ping pong. Like if you make your stance and somebody wants to just kind of question what you say, we can do it a couple times, but we're not going to rebut back and forth. I will call it at a certain point. So
you will call
actually.
time.
I will actually start a timer. Look, this is what I'm going to do.
Chess
I'm going to
timer,
start a
chess
timer.
clock.
I'm going to do a stopwatch on here. Hold on. Simple stopwatch. Right here. I got it in front of me. It's going to have a time. You get 3 minutes max to go back and forth. And at the end of that 3 minutes, we move on. We move on. All right. So here we go.
That means after 3 minutes, shut the hell up.
Yep. We move on. 100%. And first up, we have Omega.
God.
All right, so go ahead.
All right. The first Suicide Squad movie.
I knew that was going to be one of them.
You keep in mind, you like this, but you know people don't like it, right?
I know people don't like it. I know it's not a well-made movie, but I still enjoyed it. What can I say? It's a bad movie, yes, but I still like it.
Is anybody going to challenge him on that? Like, does anybody think it's awful and they don't understand why he likes it, or we can move on? It's up to you guys.
I mean, I don't think it's good, but I get why you would have fun with it.
I think it's a fun movie.
I'll go for it.
I mean, I'm not that big a fan of Studio Squad myself, but you know.
Okay.
I think that movie feels more like a music video than a film. I think that the knowledge.
What do you got against music videos, Ronan? What do you got against music? Just kidding. Go ahead.
Oh no, I grew up with MTV.
Me too.
But I remember being like, wait, this feels nothing like the first teaser that was the initial concept. And then this was right before I started like diving into the internet and be like, what's the behind the scenes like? And finding out that it was edited by a company that makes trailers, I was like, well, that makes more sense. And the notion that I only connected to really maybe 2 characters and was really excited about 2 other ones, but that didn't work out for me. Enchantress, man, that voodoo dance shit, like I was like, yo, she's a badass in the comics and she doesn't look like she just stepped out of Hot Topic. Like, what's happening? That movie has a good soundtrack. Again, great casting for a lot of those characters, but that wasn't fully for me.
You know why it got hacked to hell in the editing, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. That movie got fucked over.
Well,
Yeah.
because after Deadpool came out, they wanted to make it really funny. Then after BVS came out and got backlash, they're like, oh no, let's not make it dark anymore. And then it got hacked to shit.
Yeah.
And also the script was written in 4 weeks.
It's a fun movie, but there is one major missed opportunity in the film. Early on in the film, they reveal that Captain Boomerang has a thing for pink unicorns. But then at the end of the movie, there's that scene where the Enchantress is like making all their like fantasies come true. They should have shown Captain Boomerang riding on a pink unicorn. Like, I'm like, that was such an obvious joke. How did they miss that?
I was
would've been
not
funny.
expecting that.
Yeah.
Also, I like Karen Fukuhara's casting as Katana, but they did nothing with her, and I felt bad because I'm like, yo, you could have done so much more with her, and I hope they bring her back, but whatever.
And with that, we have hit time. So hurry up, Jake. Very quickly.
I will just encourage Ronan that if you want Katana done right in live action, watch Arrow.
Oh,
All right, here we go. Who's up next? We have Joe is in the building. You got 3 minutes, Joe. So let's go.
I don't really even need 3 minutes. My pick is the 1987 Masters of the Universe film. I just like it. It's fun.
Okay.
I totally agree with you. I love that movie.
Anybody? Wow. Okay. Anybody else on the panel? Agree? Disagree?
I mean, I won't call it good, but it has entertainment value.
I'll call it good.
No, I'm not saying I'm not entertained by it, but like I won't look at it and call it a good movie. I can call it a fun movie, but
I know it's a cult classic, but I have no connection to it. Like,
I find that the people who hate it the most usually are like, it's nothing like the cartoon. I'm like, okay, judge it by its own standards. It's entertaining.
Actually, I think it was more closer to the comics anyway.
Dolph Lundgren was pretty solid as He-Man. I give him that.
All right. We're good?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Let's spin. Oh, we are on Jake. So, Jake, your 3 minutes starts now.
All right, I'll go ahead and do this one first. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Spider-Man 3.
Oh, God.
Or the short.
Darren knew you were going to say that.
Darren did know. That's probably why he's not here. But anyway, yeah, I love this movie for what it is. You have Peter, who's dealing with a bunch of pride, feels like he's on top of the world after that second movie, and that is the perfect time for the symbiote, something to enhance somebody's worst characteristics to enter a point in his life. And then, oh, nice, there's Darren in the chat. But that is the perfect chance. That's the perfect chance for the symbiote to enter his life. I like that, like, yeah, we had villains that were sympathetic before, but this time we got a villain that was just pure, like, unforgiving, unredeemable evil. And I like that he was essentially a Peter with no morals at all. I thought that, the Harry story that had been building up over the course of the past two films had a really good payoff. In this one, there was obviously a lot that, was removed, and not saying removed and stuff that was shot, but stuff that Raimi wanted to do, stuff he didn't. You guys know the backstory. I don't have to tell you. But for what that movie is, I think it closes out the trilogy greatly, and it's my personal favorite comic book trilogy. So, yeah.
I'm going to throw dirt in your face.
I hate that movie for a million reasons. The one thing I really enjoy, yes, we've all gone over why I hate them. It's just I do not like that movie. There's very little in that movie that I can say positive. It's like, out of those three movies, that one is noticeably, to me, in quality so much less than the other two. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion.
I don't know. And
I know.
Even the people that like the movie, something that I see no one agree with, I love Topher Grace's Venom a lot more than Tom Hardy.
Oh, Jesus. I'll say this.
I'm not joking at all.
As a kid, even I was shocked. I'm like, wow, the bad guy went to church to pray to Jesus Christ to kill Peter Parker. I'm like, damn, that's dark.
How petty can you get?
I don't hate that movie. I think it's got some good parts to it. I think it's probably the second worst Spider-Man movie after Amazing Spider-Man 2, of which I could barely say a single good thing. But the one major issue I have with it is that the butler saw everything and knew everything, and just for plot reasons kept his mouth shut all that time. and then Plutonium at the end. I saw your father that night, Harry. It's like, where were you like a couple years ago? Like, you couldn't have spoke up before now?
All right, 15 seconds, Jake. Anything you want to say? 10 seconds now.
Well, when someone is so consumed by their obsession and their goals, they're not going to listen. So he probably knew Harry wouldn't hear him there.
The memes
That's
awakened in this movie.
That's where we're going to end it. Now, Lone Wolf is doing $2 for Jake to do the Spider-Man dance, which means that I would have to Cash App Jake $2 to do the Spider-Man dance.
Play the music for like 5 seconds.
If Jake has a Cash App, I will Cash App him the $2 tonight if he is willing to do this, or a Venmo. I will send it to him.
I don't know, $2. That's a little low.
Well, it's Lone Wolf. Yell at him. Don't yell at me.
If you get one more, I'll do it.
Okay. Thank you, Lone Wolf.
If you get one more asking for it, I'll do it.
Naruto with a $5 super chat. I just DM'd you a list on Discord. I also found a Screen Rant article talking about the changes, but it has spoilers for things that happen later. Okay, I will save that in my bookmarks, and we'll talk about it on Thursday, or either Thursday or next Tuesday. But thank you, Naruto. I appreciate it.
See, Chris, that's my favorite part of the movie. It's my favorite Spider-Man villain. I think they did him terrifically.
Oh no!
They just brought up Sandman, so.
Oh no! Lone Wolf.
Oh.
So now it's $12.
Ooh, okay.
Now it's $12. Now it's $12 total. So.
Does he have to do it tonight, or can he practice and do it on the next stream after?
I think he probably knows how. He knows how to do it already. He doesn't have to practice.
You think I need practice? That's cute.
So since they take more money, he's got to put on a suit, comb his hair, and actually do it like full Toby style. And
okay, I can't actually do all of that tonight. That doesn't mean I won't.
Well, there we go.
Can we leave it at that for now?
Yes. So you're
sorry. I don't have any.
You're committing. I would say you're committing to doing it, just not right this second. Correct?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So he will do it on a future stream, Lone Wolf. So thank you for the money. I will send it over to him as soon as he completes the task. So all right.
That's amazing.
Wow! It's rigged. Rigamoris.
Okay, I just gotta point this out.
3 minutes.
How many times does this happen where it's me and then me again?
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
not much, but go ahead.
All right, I'm gonna go with another comic book movie on this one. This one is arguably, by a lot of people's standards, even worse than Spider-Man 3. But I'm gonna go with the 1990 Captain America movie. That movie is panned to bits. So many people hate it. I grew up watching that movie time and time again. Now, there's a lot of things people make fun of. The hyper-edited action sequences, the fact that he fakes being sick to steal a car, or the fact that there's plastic ears on the mask. There's a lot of things people make fun of. But you know what? It gets the Steve Rogers character right. It gets the costume, arguably some of the closest you've ever gotten to Captain America, because it's got the clean material. It's got the wings, which no other costume had the wings. And I don't know, like you can definitely tell it's of its time. It's cheap, but you know what? You had Albert Payan and company. They hobbled together everything they could, and they made what is, in my opinion, a really compelling Captain America story. Arguably, and you know, people might not agree with me on this, and it's not because of a character's complexions. I think I have more favoritism toward that than I do the most recent Captain America film, which I know is a terrible take because people hate the 1990 movie.
Anybody want to challenge him on that and say that it's shit and you don't understand why? Or does anybody want to agree with him that they like the movie?
I partially agree with them. I did like that movie. However, is it better than the current Captain America movies? Come on, bro.
No, I'm not saying the current movie. I'm not saying what I mean is the most recent movie, Brave New World.
Oh, the most recent one. Oh, okay. Okay, never mind.
I enjoy the 1990 one more than that.
No.
Okay, fair.
All right.
I mean, I can't.
I was thinking about Daredevil, Chris, but I didn't want to do 3 comic book movies.
You didn't like seeing Harrison Ford with like CG background, like with the sunset? You didn't like that?
See, I can't dispute the 1990 film because all film is subjective, but I do think that I loved Brave New World. I mean, it's not the best Captain America movie, but it's pretty damn good. So
it was not the worst. It was not the worst comic book film of 2025. I'll say that.
Wow,
I agree with that. I think Fantastic Four was definitely the worst.
Superman was 10 times worse.
Wow,
Superman was the best.
That's worth the debate. Not the
10
fucking
times
90s.
worse than Brave New World. That's a hot fucking. Maybe that should have been your pick because, like,
Yeah.
holy shit! Like,
What, Brave New World?
No, Superman.
But I don't defend Superman.
Right. You're right. Okay, that's 3 minutes. We're good. We're gonna move on.
It was more like 7.
Where's the wheel?
I
That
knew
was
he was going to
crazy.
choose that one. I knew it was there.
What, Ronan?
The Captain America from the 90s.
Oh, of course.
Oh, it looks like it might be
Oh, no.
Ronan.
Okay. I was about to say, how funny would it be if it was 3 in a row?
So this
All right,
should be
Ronan, your
interesting.
3 minutes starts now.
I'm going to go with Eternals. I really
dude,
like Eternals. And the reason why I like it, I know, I heard that the breathing right now. Listen, the reason why I like Eternals is because for a while people were saying, man, the MCU looks the same cinematographer, same color palette. That movie, Eternals, looks like a closed out movie. And for me, it didn't take away nor hurt anything that the universe had set up, created thus far. It added a new layer to it and was a fascinating one of like, what if these like godlike protectors were being used as puppets? And what happens when they chose to accept and go into the individualism? And I thought that was a great new corner to go forward in the MCU instead of just setting up another big bad person. And the notion of like, okay, we're gonna go full like 70s space aesthetic with godlike stuff. And I don't know, I really like a lot of the cast. I love, I just really had a blast with that film. I was shocked how much hate it got. I knew some people wouldn't be into it, but the way it's been like almost like the poster of like, this is what happened after Endgame. It's all gone to the fucking toilet. I see it differently.
I want to add anybody that watched it once and it wasn't really their thing, go back and watch it again. I think it's a much better movie if you go into it not expecting anything out of it. Just go in and watch it.
I still have my criticisms with it, but it is far from the worst MCU movie.
I would actually say it's one of the most unique MCU movies in my opinion.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. Most unique.
I didn't love it, but I certainly didn't hate it. I liked it better than Fantastic Four.
Omega, did you see Eternals?
Yeah, I saw it. It's
He sounds so excited to talk about it.
Go for it, Omega. Go for it, man. I get
You
it.
got a minute. Do you want to say anything? You got about a minute.
I mean, I guess if you like it, sure. I mean, I like parts of it. The special effects were cool.
He's really trying to force himself into this one.
He
He's
is.
like,
I love
Okay,
that.
we're gonna take him out of his misery and spin the wheel. Okay.
misery,
I
misery.
really got much else to say. I mean, if you like it, you like it, I guess.
Oh,
by the way,
wait.
There it is.
Before he starts going, what were you gonna say, Jake?
I said, by the way, I changed my mind. My third one is going to be another comic movie.
Okay. All right. So Omega, it's your choice. Go ahead.
All right. My second choice would be Coming to America.
Oh my
I don't
God.
like that movie. You don't like it. I thought it was all right.
Yeah,
Part
I have
two?
issues with that movie. I'm not going to try and twist your arm, but yeah, that movie didn't work for me at all. Personally, I just didn't really care for it.
You're talking about part 2?
I actually think my issue with it, Omega, is I love the first one so much. I don't know if there would have been a sequel that would have that I would have liked.
I get
to be
that.
honest.
Yes, because the first movie was so strong. It's just that when the second one, I think the second one was meant to be like a musical or a play, and they just adapted it to the film. But of course,
That's
it wasn't
a good
good enough
point.
to be. Of course, it wasn't good enough to be in the theater, so they just went ahead
Yeah.
and put it on. What was it on Amazon?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. It was when they put it on Amazon, so it was like, hey, good enough.
Anybody coming to America too is
Because-
terrible.
Terrible. I mean, I get it.
Never saw it.
Why people?
I didn't think it was funny, but again, humor is very subjective.
I tried
Yeah,
I
watching
mean,
it.
if you did see it, you would know that Wesley Snipes' character completely chews the screen. I mean, the scene, he just completely takes over.
I tried
Oh,
watching
getting
it.
a little support from
I fell
Cameron,
asleep.
$1 super chat supporting the stream. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it, Cameron. Thank you. You said you fell asleep, Jake?
I fell asleep during that movie.
Oh my God. All right. Well, let's move on and put everybody out of their misery on that one. And let's see what we got. Who is up next? It is going to be, oh my God,
Oh my God.
Jake again. All right.
Okay. So, Eric, I'll give you a little bit of relief on this one because I know this is a movie you like, but a lot of people don't, even though this movie made a shit ton of money.
Love and Thunder?
Hell no. Say this little movie from 2022 called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Yes!
Oh, boy.
A lot of people tear that movie apart, but I love it too.
One of Raimi's best movies, in my opinion.
Agreed. You have, Steven going off of Infinity War Endgame, the audience is presented with, hey, we trusted him during these movies. Maybe we shouldn't have. We all thought he was right. He might have been wrong, and the universe as it is right now might be screwed. And it really puts you in that question. It takes Steven down this really compelling character arc. I think of him realizing that he doesn't always have to be in control, realizing that he doesn't always have to hold the knife. This movie also has, I think, one of Elizabeth Olsen's best fucking performances, and she goes out like a total boss. Despite how fan servicey it was, I liked that the Illuminati had, John Krasinski, Patrick Stewart, Captain Carter, Anson Mount, and Mariah Rambo. They almost got Daniel Craig to play Balder the Brave, which would have been pretty cool. And the fact that this movie leans full on into Raimi's horror roots, where you have Zombie Strange, you have a fucking music note fight in the third act. Overall, it is just one of the most unique MCU films, and you can see Sam Raimi's fingerprints all over it. I fucking love this movie, and it's a top 5 MCU project.
I want to say that this was one of the crutches that Marvel ran into with the TV show to movie transition. It happened with this movie. It also happened with the Marvels, because some stuff had to be retreaded a little bit, and with Brave New World, some stuff had to be retreaded a little bit because they didn't believe that these stories made sense to the movie viewers if they didn't see the TV shows, and they were too afraid to admit it. I do think that's part of the problem.
I mean, you have a show like WandaVision where it ends with her looking into a very dark, evil-looking book, and that set the stage right there. And I've seen a lot of people say that Wanda's turn to evil was a little too quick. Personally, I think people were just giving her too much of the benefit of the doubt, because Wanda was introduced into the MCU as a villain, and always tried to be a hero throughout other films. But at the end of the day, was a character that was never able to own how dangerous she is, and you really see that in the movie.
Yeah. I think that we that watch the shows understand that. I think the problem is the movies had to pick up the slack on that. I think that's the problem. 10 seconds. Anybody want to say anything?
It just felt derivative. Like you said, I had just seen the show, and I was like, oh, we gotta do this thing again? I'm like,
I just think there's so much more to that movie than, this is a fucking waste. They killed the Illuminati. Is the movie called The Illuminati, or is the movie called Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness?
All right, very quickly. Anybody with very quick criticisms that we can move on of that?
I love the movie. I think it's a fantastic movie, but the only thing I would disagree on is that most people like the movie. It got a 73% critic score and an 85% verified audience score, so I don't think many people would disagree with that.
So a lot of them liked it initially, but have since decided to turn around on it because it's the popular internet thing to do.
Okay, fair enough. All right, let's spin the wheel. Who's up next? We have Joe and Ronan both now are on top of each other because of Jake.
Whoa!
Being good. Ha! All right, Joe. It is your go ahead.
My next one, we talked about how humor is very subjective with what movie were we talking about? I don't remember. Coming to America. Here is a film that it currently holds a 52% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I think it's comedy gold. Chris Elliott's film Cabin Boy. The film with David Letterman asked the immortal question, would you like to buy a monkey? I love this movie. It's a comedy classic. Andy Richter was in this before he was Conan's sidekick. It's hilarious.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I remember that movie coming out. I never actually saw it.
The name of the boat? Who remembers the name of the boat in this movie?
I don't
Not me.
I've never seen it.
The Filthy Whore.
Oh my god.
That's right. I forgot.
You watch your mouth.
I love Cabin Boy.
All right. We have 2 minutes. Anybody want to argue that?
I haven't seen that.
I just vaguely remember it. Like, vaguely.
Okay. All right. Hold on for a second. All right. Well, then we're going to go ahead and spin the wheel. Omega, your last choice. What do you got?
All right, my last choice is Attack of the Clones.
Ooh.
Out of the prequels, it was my favorite one.
Oh man.
All right, we only got 3 minutes, guys. So I mean,
You know, I was debating doing a Star Wars movie for one of mine, but it wasn't that one.
Listen, that movie was the first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters, so that's my connection to it. Having said that, there are cool sequences, there are cool moments. Jango Fett, Padme's hot, cool. The others Uncle Owen, the Emperor. But man, it's the one like that and Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker are the ones I revisit the least.
Yeah, and see, the Phantom Menace was the first one I saw. That's why I have attachment to that one. And Attack of the Clones, I think there are moments in it that are charming, but overall, I think from a writing standpoint, it is a
Wow.
I'm not a fan of the.
The freaking seismic charge. That
The asteroid. Yeah.
That's where the ship was cool.
The fact that Mace,
Well, people are swinging in. Darth Maul was God. Attack of the Clones is the best of the prequels.
Wow.
JYC here. Omega just spitting facts.
I'm not a fan of the prequels, but I will say it's the second best of the prequels after
Wow.
after Revenge of the Sith. Each of the
Revenge of the Sith
better,
better than, yeah,
each of the prequels got a little bit better than the one before it.
Digger
It's
says
weird 'cause I
people
go
should go back
3-1-2.
and actually watch Revenge of the Sith. Because see how
same.
bad
I go
it is.
3-1-2.
Yeah. What else? Man.
But
Okay,
also,
what do you want?
I only think Revenge of the Sith is the 5th best overall, so maybe there's that.
I mean, I don't know, man. Like, and again, I get it. There's arc and that stuff, but like Obi-Wan's a dick to Anakin the whole time, and so I'm like, and
Yeah.
fucking Anakin, man, like, I don't think I ever got that bad as a teenager, but I was just like, fuck, man, that he'd be an annoying ass little brother. I'm like, god damn.
Yeah,
Like,
that line where they're like, "Master, we've come to rescue you. Good job."
That is probably the best line of dialogue in the entire prequel trilogy because it's so Star Wars. Like that is such a Star Wars line.
You were
Yeah,
the
I
chosen
prefer-
one.
I prefer. So this is how Liberty dies with thunder's applause. I prefer that. I think. I think I'll say this about the prequels, and again, they're part of my DNA as a kid. The most consistent good thing that like I think is like unanimous is the music. John Williams stretch and snap his finger. He was like, "Hold my beer. I still got a lot of stuff to add to Star Wars." So I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And Across the Stars is an amazing piece of music. The chase on Coruscant, I dug as a kid.
I love
Yeah,
that
man.
meme where they're
All right.
they're telling
10
John
seconds.
Williams like it's only a funeral theme. You don't have to go so hard. And John Williams is like, okay, damn.
All right. We're gonna move on. Let's see who's up next. It is going to be
Hey, Omega.
Rona's gonna do both of his back to back.
Wow.
Question, Omega.
Yeah. Well, go ahead before Joe answers.
Omega, do you like sand?
No, it's rough and it gets everywhere.
All right.
Yes,
so
it does.
Joe, it is your final choice. You got 3 minutes
All
to
right.
go.
I will defend this movie to the death. It holds 22% currently on Rotten Tomatoes. But I think Star Trek V, The Final Frontier, is a film that was ahead of its time. And it redefined what the Vulcans could be. And I think this is a wonderful movie. Has a lot of humor that comes from the characters themselves, who they are. Like having Sulu and Chekhov lost in the woods. That's funny because they're Sulu and Chekhov. They're the navigators and helmsmen of a starship. They're lost. So Scotty, I know the ship like the back of my hand. Then he bangs his head. it's funny because it was Scotty. Like the humor comes from the characters, and the whole Cybok story, a Vulcan who rejects logic, that made sense, and we saw that echo in Enterprise and Star Trek Discovery when we learned there were other Vulcans that were this was the blueprint. We had never seen a Vulcan that had rejected Vulcan society before, and then we did again, and it started here. I love this movie.
Okay.
So I remember I got into those movies as a kid.
We got 2 minutes. Go ahead. Yeah.
I got into those movies as a kid, and the only thing I remember out of that movie is, what? Spock actually had a brother, and no, he never brought it up. And then they go to this weird like desert planet where it looks like Birdie Man, and there's like weird graphics and whatnot. Like it's weird because like that's that one, and what's the other one? The whales.
Oh,
Voyage Home.
Voyage Home.
Yeah.
That one and the Search for Spock are the ones that like I think about the least of those old films. Like to me, how you're praising Final Frontier, I praise Undiscovered Country because I'm like, that is pure Star Trek. If you want to know why Star Trek existed, it's that movie. Yeah,
but to be fair, this is the only film that's like of the original 5 or the original 6, excuse me, not the Next Generation films. This is the only one that has a bad reputation. Like Undiscovered Country is a praised film. Like people consider that one of the best. So if we're talking about movies people say are bad,
do you think Final Frontier is worse than the motion picture or no?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This was the first Star Trek movie that was like universally despised. And
I finished motion picture, man. I was like, I get it. It's a cool ship. It's shiny. Move the fuck on.
I'll say this: I think motion picture is bad, but there is one Star Trek film that I dislike more than Final Frontier.
Nemesis.
Beyond.
Oh.
What?
I do
Beyond's
not
one of the
like
best.
Beyond.
I love Beyond. That feels that feels like pure Star Trek, and then I prefer that one over the JJ ones.
And I don't love the JJ ones either, but man, when I first watched Beyond, I was not gelling with it.
To piggyback off what Ronan said, Spock had a brother and he never told anyone. Nobody knew Spock had a brother. Then on Discovery, we find out Spock had a sister, and all the trolls are like, that doesn't make sense. How come we never heard of her before? Because canonically, Star Trek has established that Spock does not like to talk about his family and has a history of keeping his family members secret.
When he did that with the sister, I was like, guys, he did that with the brother.
10 seconds, guys.
Yeah, I still think the best Star Trek movie is Undiscovered Country.
To me, it's that and Wrath of Khan and Beyond. Those are my top 3.
Eric Crasher says, if you spin, you think it'll land on Ronan. That's why I took the wheel off the screen. This is Ronan on the wheel. So.
I'll say Undiscovered Country, Wrath of Khan, and Voyage Home.
Yeah, if I talk about Discovery, I'm going to take way too long, so let's just continue.
Yeah. So I just want to remind everyone, we do have polls running in both the Debunks and the Reloaded chat. So no matter which one you're in, you should be voting on a poll now so that we're going to wrap this up here in a few minutes. And so go ahead and get your votes in on the poll. Now, Ronan, I'm going to go ahead and give you your 6 minutes because that's what you're going to get for both of yours. So I'm going to go ahead and start the timer now. You get to do 2. You get to do 2, so go ahead.
The first one I go with, which I don't know how people fully feel about it, but I think the Fast and the Furious Tokyo Drift is the best Fast and the Furious movie.
I love that fucking
love
movie.
Tokyo Drift.
Yeah,
I will stand on that hill with you. 100%.
Yeah, it's weird, man.
Favorite.
Because I like Toretto and O'Connor and like a couple of stuff, and I think it was up until 6 that I was like, all right, guys, this is as good as it's gonna get. And they just kept going. And going. I'm like, I have not seen the films since 8, and I went to those last 2 films by force because someone was paying my ticket. I was like, I said goodbye after 6, but Tokyo Drift, dude, again.
Yes, best soundtrack was Tokyo Drift too. It was the best soundtrack out of Fast and Furious.
To me, it's besides the original, it's about something. It's about a dude who keeps running away from his responsibilities and his matureness, and then he meets a guy who takes him under his wing and tells him, "Oh yeah, I came to Tokyo because this is my Mexico. I and I had to come here and get away." And I love that it took someone who, the main dude wrecks his car, takes him under his wing, and shows him, "Hey man, just focus in on this." And I don't know. I have a very, very, very warm spot for Tokyo Drift in my heart, and
I would argue that what makes Tokyo Drift so good is it's a movie that doesn't need a sequel. It's like it's its own individual movie, and we do get stuff later, but it doesn't need it. It's all present in that movie, and that's what I liked about the first Fast and the Furious is it wasn't necessarily in need of a sequel either. So those two movies for me are the best two in the franchise, I think.
Well, you had one of the movies later that acted like purely as a sequel to Tokyo Drift and not really the rest of them, which that was kind of unique.
Yeah, as a kid, dude, it hurt. They're like, what? We're never gonna see Sean and them. Like, what happened? And like, as a kid, man, losing Han, that was crushed. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding, man.
That was rough. So Tokyo Drift, it's my second favorite out of the entire franchise. I'm just slightly more partial to Fast 5, and I actually really like the fourth film. Maybe that's a hot take.
Yeah, I gotta rewatch that because I don't remember. It's been so long since I've seen it. I really don't remember much.
Tokyo Drift is, if you want to watch one movie and you don't need anything really to dive into it, Tokyo Drift is the best.
And I like the racing.
Tokyo Drift was its own thing.
I said goodbye.
About racing.
I love the drifting. Like one of my goals is to go back to Japan, and like I regret it not doing when I first went there, but go to like one of the spots where they filmed it, where like Han is giving Sean like the advice of like, you are, who you choose to hang around with says a lot who you are. And I was like, I want to do that. I want to do Drift just once out of respect for that film. And that movie got me into looking into a manga that I think heavily inspired the film, which is Initial D. And I'm like, I got to get into that.
Very quick story. I went and told my folks what the Fast movies have devolved into now. And I said, yeah, in the last one they had superpowers and went to space. My mom looked me dead in the face and went, what the fuck? They went to space? And my mom doesn't normally talk like that. So, whenever she drops an F-bomb, that's how wild it gets.
All right. So, Ronan, you have about 2.5 minutes now on your second one. So go ahead. Or your last one, I should say.
Again, I haven't revisited the fan base to see how they feel about it. But, like, I remember people weren't into the Wolverine when it came out and all that stuff. And listen, Logan is my favorite comic movie of all time, I think. But the Wolverine is a very underrated film, in my opinion. Like, that movie, and again, is it perfect? No. I think one thing I would have done, and again, I love Famke Janssen and Jean Grey, but like I would have cut down a lot of that stuff and just hone in on Logan in Japan, the notion that this dude who's Canadian but acts very much like a American cowboy with no manners, none of the stuff, and slowly you see this dude regain his humanity. I adore that film. Yes, I could have done without the giant 10-foot Silver Samurai robot. It should have just been a dude.
Right here, Columbia says the Wolverine was really good. Ronan's on fire right now. I think almost everything about that movie is successful except for the Silver Samurai twist. That's the only thing that I didn't like.
If you just make the Silver Samurai just a normal dude, it hits a lot more, I think.
Like the comics, That's like, there was so much I adore about that film. And like, I remember like, I was also the right age. I think I was 15, 14. I think I was 13 or 14.
What year did that come out?
I think
2013.
2013. So, I was like 16, 17. And I was like, that was the right age. And we, like, up until that point, other than the mansion sequence in X2, that was the most violent we had seen Wolverine. I'm like, damn, I wish it was always like this. Like, and I don't know. I love that movie. And the music. Marco Beltrami's score is just heartbreaking.
Like, it is Frank Weller, Chris Claremont out the wazoo. Right, like that whole opening sequence with the bear, like that.
It's literally right out of the pages. It's an adaptation, but it's literally out of the pages.
Yeah. See, my only criticism there would be I love the movie. My only criticism there would be I've never heard anyone say they don't like this. In fact,
I've heard lots of people say they don't like
it. I'm looking at the Rotten Tomatoes and both critic and audience score, and it's very positively received. It seems.
So even if people like it initially, even still today, it's not talked about. You have people memeing on X-Men Origins, people praising Logan, and this one just kind of flies under the radar.
I'll say this. The Wolverine, alongside Logan, but the Wolverine specifically, I prefer it over a lot of the MCU films, and I love the MCU a lot.
Wow,
like,
okay.
There's something about holding on a character like that, and yes, he's 6 foot whatever, but like, I don't know, there was an earnest to it, and I was like, again, that was one of the big reasons I wanted to go to Japan was out of seeing that movie.
Yeah. Omega, did you want to say anything? I saw you trying to chime in.
No, just somebody was saying like I don't know, haven't heard of people who didn't like that movie or whatever. Yeah, I didn't. I don't like any of that movies.
Okay.
Yep.
Again,
Well, all right. So that's everybody else's. Now I'm going to give mine, and I'm not really going to give myself any time. I'll just cut people off, whenever I decide. But I won't give myself any time because I'm not going to need 3 minutes. But in the chat, let us know whose choices you liked the most, even if it's just one out of the three. So we're going to start out with my first one, which isn't poorly received in terms of critical reception, but I do know that people consider it to be the worst of its franchise, and that is Thor 2: The Dark World. I know a lot of people think that movie is bad. I've heard people argue with me that it's bad. I've heard people put it at the bottom of their MCU list as being in the bottom 5 of those movies. And I think it's weird because I do believe, if you look online, you'll see that most of the reception seemed to be positive towards that movie. But now as it's gone on, like Jake would say, I hear a lot of people shit talking it because we've had other Thor movies since Thor 2. And so people's opinion has changed of it. I will defend it. Yeah, I would defend it, even though I know that there are things in it that aren't great because, like I said, I like stuff that I like. I think that Loki is incredible in that movie. And matter of fact, it's a better Loki movie than it is a Thor movie, in my opinion. I do think that the elf storyline wasn't handled as well. I think there was a little bit of an issue with making that really land. But I still really love Thor 2: The Dark World. Anybody want to chime in on that?
I'd say it's the second best Thor movie.
Yeah, even as a kid, I was just like, the only parts I like about this movie is when Loki and Thor are together and when Natalie Portman's on screen. And maybe Kat Dennings a little bit. That is it. Like the Dark Elves. And again, I remember even before Endgame, when someone mentioned that, I'd be like, ooh. And then lo and behold, at Endgame, fucking Thor does that as a bit, like the Dark Elves. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I did at least appreciate the fact that Endgame, made that movie relevant again in the grand scheme of things.
I'll give it that. Yeah.
I did think it's one of I always thought it was one of the weaker MCU movies, but that I never thought it was bad. Like I always said, like, if you put 3 great hamburgers in front of me and they're all great and you say rank them from best to worst, well, the worst one's still going to be great. You know what I mean? So I this isn't a movie that sucks. Like if you ask me what's the worst MCU movie, I'm going to say Black Panther 2 every time. But I think this is a good movie. I just don't think I think it's there's better.
I get it. Yeah.
I think this is better than both of Taika Waititi's Thor movies.
Wouldn't agree there. I think Taika Waititi's are the 2 best. So.
I'm going to go out on a limb with these next 2 and see if anybody knows these movies because they're older movies and I don't know if people are going to remember them or not. I'm going to go off on a limb and say Showgirls, which was a Elizabeth Berkley movie about being in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I remember that one. Man.
It's a guilty pleasure movie of me.
Oh, man.
Yeah, or like her knocking the fries over and overacting with the fries. Just everything about this movie is wrong, but it's so wrong that it's circled back to right for me. Like I watched the movie and genuinely love how stupid the movie is. So even though people say it's bad, for me, it's a fun movie. And I think the score probably reflects it. I'm pretty sure that the critic and the fan score on Rotten Tomatoes for Showgirls is probably very, very low. If I should
not have seen that movie at as young of an age as I did because, things went on up here. That's all I'll say.
Yeah. Look, Lone Wolf says Black Panther 2 the worst? What?
It's not my favorite, but I don't think it's anywhere near the worst.
I hate it. Yeah, I'd say Black Panther 2 and Eternals are probably my 2 least favorite.
Wow.
And the original Doctor Strange. I love Multiverse of Madness, but I don't care for the first one.
Jake's mind is going to explode.
I don't want whatever drugs he's on.
All right, so my last movie, because I don't think anybody's going to try to change my mind about Showgirls.
No,
my last movie.
It's not. I'm not saying Showgirls is good, but it's fun.
Yeah, my last movie is a movie that I cannot wait to see where they take it, depending on what happens with Scary Movie, and that is White Chicks. I love White Chicks. It is one of the dumbest movies.
Not like that movie?
It's got bad scores online.
I saw that as a kid. I dug it as a kid.
Oh, let me see.
Oh, I dug White
Chicks.
What the
score
kid.
is. So White Chicks White Chicks has
Sorry. Whoa.
Yeah, that's weird.
Is anyone hearing that?
Mhm.
There you go.
We good now?
what
See,
was it?
I think it's fixed. I don't know. It has some weird.
Was it on yours? Was it you, Omega?
No, I don't think it was bad. I didn't touch anything.
I was hearing like a weird static. I could hear them, but I couldn't hear you for a minute, Eric.
Oh, weird. Okay. Anyway,
All
yeah, I don't know what the problem was. I haven't touched anything, so I don't know. It's StreamYard being StreamYard, I guess.
StreamYard is killing this channel.
Yeah, exactly. White Chicks is great though. It's a totally like politically incorrect, I think, in a lot of ways, but I still think it's a stupid, funny movie. So those are my movies.
I love White Chicks.
Easy day, like,
So let us know in the chat whose list you like the most.
Both the
I'm
film
very
title
curious
and
to-
not the film title.
Yeah. We do have some super chats while people are writing their list out or saying which one they like. Cameron with a $2 super chat. Have you seen the absolute scarecrow look? I have, but we'll share it here so people can see it. It is creepy as fuck.
Oh yeah.
Here is the absolute scarecrow, which is
ew.
That is-
Jesus.
That's unnerving for sure.
Looks like the what's the name from the first Subway movie? What's his name? The guy who would rotate his chest.
Oh God, I know his name too. Damn it, I can't think of it.
Does anybody in the chat know? I'm drawing a blank on
The
it.
dude in the gas mask. Carl Rupin or something.
Carl, yeah.
Yeah.
Carl.
Okay.
The top of the Thule Society. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Apparently, I got one for being the most well-rounded list.
So, White Chicks is dumb, Ted. I mean, it is. Like it's. I'm not going to try and convince you it's not. I happen to enjoy it.
The moment when they start sharding in the toilet.
Yeah.
It knows what it is. When
I'm
dude
lactose intolerant. It's so funny. Like,
I'm laughing in the first 5 minutes in that movie when dude just walks in the store and starts yelling random Spanish to the guy behind the counter. I'm laughing in the first
when the lady rolls by in the wheelchair after she had sex with what's his name.
Yeah.
It's like she's like, oh, I can't wait to get together again or whatever. It's so stupid.
By the way, Ronan, I'm sorry for calling that random Spanish. I didn't understand what they were saying.
Wait, what? What are we talking about?
I referred to it as random Spanish because when I was a tyke, I didn't understand what they were saying.
Oh, gotcha. Lone Wolf with a $5 super chat. Guys, since you're YouTubers, I saw something recently I'd like to ask your opinion. The sending 2 screenshots on Discord just made me go, well, let me see what these screenshots are.
Well, Ted, I also love the movie, so you are not alone, sir.
All right. Open link. We'll do this a separate one. And then one more.
God, now I gotta find a suit to do that damn dance. Actually, I think I have a black suit jacket along with a button down.
Are these in the order that you want me to talk about them?
Okay,
Lone
question
Wolf, I'm
for
just
panelists
curious.
right quick.
Yeah.
Question for panelists right quick. If I'm doing that whole dance thing, do I have to color my hair black?
No, I don't think
No.
Okay. Good. I was gonna say that would take forever to get out.
I think you sent them to me in order, I think. Okay. All right. So let's look at these here. And it says here, this is Gotta Loves it. I don't know what the hell that is.
What?
The tweet. So basically companies pay YouTube to show ads and we pay YouTube not to show ads. And then Sean here says, it's a very basic non-predator business model. They offer unlimited free access to their service with ads. If you don't want ads, you can pay to have them removed. It's a business providing free hosting and free access. They have to pay for that and make money somehow. I don't disagree with this only because I use a lot of services like, Tubi and all these other places that have ads. I would totally pay a little bit a month to get rid of ads, but they don't have that type of model because they make more money on ad revenue. Surprisingly, I know this sucks for everybody, but YouTube actually makes more money showing you ads than it does with you paying for YouTube Premium.
Yep. because that one payment you make a month is a lot less than YouTube makes cumulatively through all the shit you watch.
But I'm not saying that YouTube's ad system isn't annoying. Matter of fact, the fact that I can't completely turn it off now is crazy.
So
it used to be that I could actually turn it off completely, and I can't. Now you can only set it at the lowest setting, and people still get ads. There's really nothing I can do about that. So
ads have made Twitch completely unwatchable for me. Unless I actually subscribe to that streamer, which I'm not subscribing to all these streamers.
So
even ad block's not even working. So
from what I understand on Twitch, if you are subbed to someone, you don't get any ads, but you have to be subbed to that one person, right?
Correct.
So on YouTube, you pay one thing for YouTube Premium, and it takes ads away for everybody. But on Twitch, you have to pay for each individual person to get rid of ads.
If I'm watching somebody, especially say a fighting game streamer, and he's about to start off a combo, and it goes to an ad, they're still in a tiny little window, so you're missing everything while you watch some BS ad about some crap you're never going to buy.
It used to be it would stop the stream in its tracks, and then it would pick you back up where it left off to where you weren't live anymore and we're having to play catch up.
I would actually prefer that. If I were watching somebody stream and they wanted to run an ad for me, and it's like a 30-second or 1-minute ad or something, just pause that stream and then resume the stream after the 1 minute, and I'll just speed up the stream. That way I can catch up to what the person is doing.
Yeah,
that makes the most sense.
Miss everything in chat, so it's like you miss all the hype moments. So and also, it's like, say if I watch a large streamer, like say a Maximilian dude or a Pay Money Wubby or somebody like that, and they will get an ad right in the middle. You'll get a pre-roll ad that's 3 minutes long. I'm not sitting there watching 3 minutes of ads. I click.
That's the most I can do on YouTube now. When I set ads, I can put it on the lowest setting, but I don't know what that means. I just know it's whatever the lowest setting is.
See, I don't know. Maybe I'm speaking for myself here, but because YouTube, out of everything you would get ads on, other than other than an actual video streaming service with other shows and such like that, because YouTube's the one that I use the most. I get ads on there every so often. My mind kind of just goes back to when I used to watch off my cable TV when I was a kid, and I'm just like, oh, just wait a couple seconds, maybe half a minute, and then it's back. And I can either just, wait for that half a minute, or usually I can occupy that by doing something else for that half a minute, not really being too bothered, and then, boom, it's back. I'm not saying anybody is in the wrong for feeling bothered. I'm just saying it doesn't bother me.
Okay, so here's the go ahead, Omega. I know you go.
I unapologetically use ad block. I don't care. I'm not watching your bullshit.
And that's what a lot of people are saying, is that apparently now
I don't even watch them. I just block them out.
Ad block doesn't work, but I don't know.
Ad block doesn't work, so that's why. I Twitch.
This random person on Twitter, I always hate this kind of stuff. No offense, Lone Wolf, but why do I care what somebody's parody account says? But guys like this are funny, defending big business at all cost type of bros. The asbestos was in the walls to save you, and it was free, which that comparison doesn't even make any sense at all. What kind of
analogy is that?
It just doesn't make any sense. And then Sean replies, but there's plenty to criticize about YouTube. A very basic ad or subscription model is not one of them. I think YouTube has a lot bigger problems than allowing people to pay for premium. I think there's a million things on YouTube that we could fix, like their terms of service system not being applied correctly, the way AI now completely deletes channels. There's tons of things that are a problem on YouTube beyond this particular issue.
Their compatibility, because YouTube has shut down twice within the last year, and we're only in it's shut down twice this year, and we're only in March. So maybe they need to strengthen their compatibility a little bit.
And we got one final quick super chat before we wrap things up from Lone Wolf. $5 super chat says, hearing Joe say Scotty, my brain just went, Scotty doesn't know.
That's what I'm talking about.
So how much is Lone Wolf going to pay me to sing that song?
He's like, you can Cash App Joe. But no, thank you, Lone Wolf, for this. But yeah, that now you've got it in my head. Now I'm going to have that in my head all night long, most likely. Yeah, Twitch Turbo is like YouTube Premium. It's pretty expensive, though. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, we got Chris's list in the comments or in the chat.
R.I.P.D. Rise of the Silver Surfer, Muppets from Space.
Respect the list, Chris, but man, I don't like R.I.P.D.
$2 super chat from Cameron says Black Adam renamed King Shazam in Absolute Superman. That's weird and interesting, I guess.
And apparently Ra's al Ghul is a Superman enemy there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not caught up then. I must be behind too.
And the only reason why I even knew that is because I did a video covering Absolute Green Arrow, and I was like, well, he kind of got bodied by Hawkman, so how are they going to bring him back as a zombie? And I was like, do you know Lazarus pits exist in the Absolute universe? And well,
yeah,
they do.
Yeah. All right. Well, there we go. Wait, hold on.
That's funny.
So, 499 from Staggervore. Just while you guys were talking about ads, I got an ad. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now, here's the crazy thing. He's a channel member. I feel like if you're a channel member of someone's channel, you shouldn't get ads on YouTube.
That must be a pain in the ads.
There we go. That's funny. Thank you for the super chat, Staggervore. Thank you. All right, before we jump out of here, we're going to do our shout out segment, and we're going to do this clockwise. So we're going to go Joe first and then round the circle. So Joe, what are you talking about, Joe?
Come on over to Crazy Joe Adventures. Check it out. Just got back from California, so I got a whole bunch of California videos up. There's a Disneyland video. I went into the McDonald's. I don't know if you guys know about the McDonald's, but it's in an industrial park in California, and it looks like a real McDonald's, but it's where they shoot every McDonald's TV commercial. And in fact, I interviewed the janitor. He was there getting ready. They were going to shoot a commercial on Monday. So, a lot of stuff there.
Crazy Joe Adventures.
Point to Hills Mall, where they shot Back to the Future. And dropping tomorrow is sort of my little behind the scenes of not the ceremony itself, but kind of the before and after of the Adam the Woo Celebration of Life ceremony.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ronan, anything you want to shout out before we close out for the night?
Sure. At Ronan Chain for YouTube, socials. Every week leading up to the Mandalorian Grogu film, I'm going to be dropping a reaction, me rewatching, and then somebody else watching for the first time. Like an example, Lance. Rewatching the whole series of Mandalorian, and maybe an episode or two of Book of Boba Fett, so he knows what's happening and whatnot. So I'm doing that. And and then depending on what happens over the next few weeks, I should be covering Invincible Season 4, Daredevil Born Again Season 2, and then on April 3rd or 6th, Maul Shadowlord. So that's my projects for the next few months.
All right, before we get to Jake, I guess I'll have to send a $5 super chat or send a super sticker or something to Joe on YouTube here. Joe sings Scotty Doesn't Know, LMAO.
Let's see if I remember the words. It's been a while. Scotty doesn't know that Fiona and me do it in my van every Sunday. She says that she's in church, but she doesn't go. Still, she's on her knees, and Scotty doesn't know.
There we go. And I will be sending Crazy Joe a super chat at some point or whatever. I guess I can send it to him on Cash App.
That's all right. Don't worry about it.
I'll take care about it. Twitch Turbo is cheaper than YouTube Premium. I'm not surprised. Jake,
not shocking at all.
What do you got, Jake? What's going on?
Oh, what do I got? Well, what do I got? Apart from 10 working fingers. I have a couple videos coming y'all's way in the future. Another Arkham ranking. This past weekend, I was at Coastal Comic-Con where I ran into Chris Potter, who was Gambit from X-Men Animated Series, who was also Cable in X-Men 97. And Eric disabled my camera for some reason. At least StreamYard says he did.
I don't have the ability to disable cameras.
It just said host disabled your camera. I don't know what to tell you. But
is that an option? Hold on.
What?
It says edit name and headline, edit mic settings, kick from studio, ban from studio. That's the only options I see on my screen.
I'm just telling you what I saw.
All right.
But aside from Chris Potter, also saw, or I rather reunited with Lenore Zahn, who actually followed me on Instagram, so that was kind of nice.
Okay.
And then, like I said, I've got a lot of Batman and Spider-Man videos coming up. I will say 2 of those Spider-Man related videos are about. I'll say this: one's about Toby, one's about Andrew. What'll those be? You'll have to wait and see. I didn't even mean for that to rhyme, but apparently I'm doing that all the time now.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Thank you for the shout outs, Harrison. Appreciate it. All right, Omega, what about you?
Same old. This go here to see the rest of my garbage work. I've been messing around with some Blender and trying to learn. Actually, just want to sit down and learn Blender for once, so I can actually make my own props and stuff. But yeah, if you want to see more of my crap, go here.
Messing around with a Blender. Are you teaching a home ec class?
No, the program Blender. The 3D.
Yeah, I know. I just love how he said on Lance's stream.
I'm not sure where this came from. A $5 super chat. Omega sing the intro to Lose Yourself or Ronin. Where did that come from? I'm completely lost. Are we talking about the movie with Eminem? Is that what we're talking about?
Maybe. But no, I just love what Omega said earlier on Lance's stream. He's like, yeah, come over to DeviantArt if you want to see some more of my ugly ass art.
Okay, so let me tell you a story about DeviantArt before we take the super chat down. I created an account over there, and I'm like, oh, I like this, whatever. And I log in for the first time after signing up. It's been like maybe a month. And immediately it's suggesting adult content to me. Like on the very first page when I sign in. And I'm like, I put cartoons and video games. Why am I seeing like boobs and like what is going on?
That's just what goes on up there. I'll post a pic that doesn't have any, that's actually tasteful, it doesn't have any, gratuitous tits or ass in there. It gets like maybe 20 views and an A favorite. Someone else just has just a blank canvas, naked woman, titties out to here, ass and hips out to here, gets like 100 and 400 some odd views and like 300 likes. I'm like,
hey Eric, you know what? You know something, Eric? It could be worse because you could just be being sent a lot of groin pics.
Dude, or you could find out all the furry junk that's up there.
Yeah, that could be true. It could be a lot worse. I don't know the lyrics to Lose Yourself, and I don't know if anybody else does, but
Palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit of the sweater already. Oh, spaghetti.
There we go. That's the
Mega's
intro.
making an R&B hit over here.
You got it. I know.
But on the surface,
Mega's going platinum over here, guys.
That was very much.
That's terrible.
It is terrible, but you got it. You did it. So there we go. I think so. Anyway, all right. So let's see what won the poll, and then we're going to close everything out. For the bonus stream next week for the Copecast, which is what I had everybody voting on, 36% said Thursday. So next week I will be live on Wednesday and Thursday with the Copecast. So thank you guys in the Debunks chat for helping hit that goal. In the Reloaded chat, you guys picked as your choice top 3. We got a tie.
What?
We got a tie. 27%. Top 3 comic book castings with wasted potential and video game characters.
Nice. I definitely don't have both of those already made.
All right. I think you made them before you even asked because you were like, if I ever get asked this one, I'm just going to have them.
Yeah, I did make those like a good time in advance. We are going to need just one stream that's dedicated.
We are for sure, 100%. 100%. All right. The Pagey stream is going to be this Saturday at 4? Time changed. So I think it's going to be 4. It'll be this Saturday at 4 o'clock, not 5 o'clock. So look for the after party at 4. It's a stream of Pagey.
I'm kidding.
It's going to be this Saturday, and then there'll be another one on the 28th. So there's 2 of them coming up this month. So there we go.
I didn't deny it, Chris.
All right, with that being said, we're out of here. Everybody have a great night, and I will see everyone on tomorrow for the Copecast and Thursday for the Nerdcast. So see everyone later. Hey there, if you're seeing this, that means we have reached the end of the stream. Thanks so much for your continued support with comments, likes, subscriptions, super stickers, and super chats. I just want to give a special shout out to all of the channel members who have contributed to the success of this channel with paid tiers. On the screen, you will see your name displayed as a signal of appreciation from myself and the channel. If you would like to see your name on this list, consider selecting a tier with the join or plus button, depending on your platform. Thanks again, everyone. Let's hang out soon in the next stream, and I'll see you then.